Hello, fellow homebrewers. JP here, and I want to introduce to you the brand new Brew-Built X1 Conical Series available at More Beer. More Beer sells the highest standard in homebrewing equipment, and the Brew-Built Conicals are just that. They're made from mirror-polished 304 stainless steel, and they come with loads of features that you and I have been looking for. They have a full 2-inch bottom dump valve, which will eliminate your clogging issues, while the sturdy base includes 4 reinforced legs, just like those big Pro tanks do. More Beer also carries the Brew-Built line of options and add-ons like casters, pressure kits, and even external glycol chillers. So you can find out more about the new Brew-Built X1 Conical Unitanks by going over to morebeer.com for detailed videos on the entire line of Brew-Built Conicals. You can trust Brew-Built with your next fermentation, and you can trust More Beer to find the right conical for you. Brew-Built at morebeer.com.
Today's Sunday session is brought to you thanks to the fine folks at More Beer. Visit them right now at morebeer.com.
Feels like work. Shooting the shit for 2 hours, drinking beer and talking beer. What a wonderful experience.
Can we not have the barf bucket near my mixing board?
I think everybody could read the book.
I knew you were going to use this book as an excuse to quit doing this show.
Mrs. Buff, if you want, I can mail you the Bub Timer.
Yeah, Newcastle, especially in the can. Have you ever had it in the can?
No, I have not had it in the can.
Notice I closed my eyes and I concentrated really hard.
Now, live from the Brewing Network studios in Northern California, this is the radio program for home brewers, craft brewers, beer lovers, and beer geeks. It's your only source for live beer radio that brings expert brewers together with, well, expert drinkers. This is the radio program with a head on it. This is The Session.
Good evening, everybody.
Hey.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Good evening. I tell you, I'm excited to be here for a number of reasons.
Are you?
I don't think so.
You sound excited.
I feel excited. I feel good. I feel good. I don't know why.
You all tingly inside?
Yeah, that's right. I feel very tingly inside. It's a very strange feeling. No, because we have Pizza Port in the studio again, which I'm.
It wasn't that long ago, was it?
No, it wasn't that long about. But I don't care.
Oh no,
because they make good beers.
Is Devin here?
Devin is not here. No, we have Sean.
Oh, okay.
Look, dude, they brought some good beers, of course. So if you're in the area, come down and I think they have what 4. Lupe, how many beers does Pizza Port have on tap? 6 right now.
Oh, 6,
7.
He
doesn't. Lupe doesn't know.
He just works here. What do you
Count it in
expect?
Spanish, Lupe.
Yeah. More than one. That was the problem. I didn't ask him in Spanish.
Right. Yeah. ¿Cuántos beers?
¿Cuántos cervezas tienes? ¿Tienen? No. 6. Okay, yeah.
Now
Jill knows.
Yeah. Now he knows.
Yeah. Jill, you want to drive with a hop grenade? You want to? Yeah. Okay. There you go. See? There you go. She said yes.
Right.
Lupe, you're fired. I'm just kidding. I can't do that. But I'm really excited. And then we're also talking with the AHA Governing Committee. Apparently there's an election coming up. So as we do, I don't want to say every year because I don't know if that's
I think we do.
a yearly thing.
You got to give them their
But we talk about them all the time, right?
They got to give them their airtime.
Yeah.
I don't think we interview the candidate. We're going to do the candidate interview things?
We're going to do the candidate interview things
We didn't
today.
do that last year.
We did.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah, we did.
Yep.
Oh. It's the law. It's an equal airtime opportunity.
Yeah, I think it is. I think it's written down in the bylaws.
I think we just do it because we're cool.
I already voted.
Very cool.
Oh, you wrote in already?
I'll just vote twice.
Oh.
They don't let you.
One for Mike McDowell and one for Tasty McDowell.
This is in Nevada.
Right.
Look at you. Don't let you anywhere near a polling place during the presidential election. I've seen your Trump sticker. It's fine.
He'll make citizens out of anybody walking by.
Hey, you. You want to just give me your card. I'll vote for you. I don't know. I think it'll be a good time. I like the interviews. I like to know what people in the homebrew world are thinking and doing and what people want, you know.
Yeah.
I like our little election system.
We can't just let anybody who wants to be on the committee
No, that would be it'd be very dangerous, Warren.
Yes.
It'd be very dangerous. I want to know.
Then I would be on the committee.
I want to vote for the person who's going to build a wall in between, certain craft beer areas, so they would just be homebrew centric only. I'm waiting for someone to come up with that crazy idea.
I want someone who's for temperature control for everybody.
Free temperature control?
Right.
You brewed beer, you should be able to have temperature control it for free.
Right. I mean,
every store has to have temperature control for all the craft beer everywhere. Make it a law. It's California. They'd do it.
Then totally would do it. That'd be like the equivalent of when you're running for like office in middle school, where you're going to do the chocolate milk coming out of the faucet for everybody.
Candy machines on every floor.
Right.
I tell you, I'll vote for the first person to tell me that I'll get free temperature control. Subsidized, we don't have to pay for it.
If you elect me, I will give you free temperature control.
Well, you have two. Just take one from you and give me one, and then
I have
even
for you. I only promised it to you, not everybody.
Right?
Because I have two.
Okay,
so I'd give you one.
This is just a private conversation you and I are having.
Well, I want your vote.
Okay, great, perfect. I'll give you that vote. Before we get too far into it, though, I definitely wanted to remind you people to support the people who support us. We literally would not be here without our sponsors like More Beer, who bring you this show and every Monday session. I had a little throwback. I had a throwback to better times where we can hang out on a Sunday.
TBS?
Maybe.
Isn't that what the hashtags are?
What?
TBT. Instead of Thursday, throwback Sunday.
You're choking up right now. I don't understand. What's he doing?
The hashtags.
What's she doing?
That's what the kids are doing these days, right?
Go ahead, Bill.
Throwback
Sorry.
Thursday.
No, I understand where you're going with this, but you should just stop.
Thanks.
When Bev shuts you down, you know you've gone too far.
Which is most of the time.
Yeah. What are you eating, Bev?
Gummy savers.
Yeah.
Because lifesavers are too hard? Are you getting that old where your hard candies don't cut it anymore?
No, I had to run to Fry's before the show started.
And
on an emergency basis, and I got stuck in the line with the candy.
Yeah, you got.
And I was like, I need all of this, so I bought a Kit Kat and some gummy savers.
Jesus Christ.
And wait, there's more. And some Starburst and some Jolly Ranchers.
Wow. So they saw you coming a mile away. I don't know if anybody, if you guys don't have a Fry's in your area, it's like the Costco of electronics. You can get everything there.
Yeah.
And but they make you walk like the Green Mile or whatever.
It's the gauntlet.
It's so confusing. It's a maze.
Yeah.
You're lucky to get to a register.
It's candy on one side for
impulse buys for days.
Everything under $1
for like 40 yards.
Yeah.
It's just and then on the other side it's like USB chargers and just everything that you don't need wall to wall.
Cell phone cases,
portable mouses, which is why I went there.
Yeah.
And
then all this one line funnels in, so you can go to all the registers. But they do this on purpose. It's
for sure
for people like Bev.
Look, I'm just doing my part.
Who need all the candy?
Yeah.
They probably have to restock that shelf, don't they?
I only bought 4 things, Doc.
Just
4.
You get some of that astronaut ice cream?
I think that's the trick to getting a yacht body is gummy bears and Starburst.
Look, I've given up. I don't even care.
Yacht
it is
body?
all moo-moo all the time.
When did you give up? I want to know.
About 4 years ago.
What day? What was the day?
When did I admit I gave up?
You know what? Dieting's not fun. Ain't nobody trying to do that.
Hey. No.
So I have exercised more this week than I have probably in the last year. So
well, don't give yourself a heart attack.
Or I should say this month, not just this week. Trying to just change a few things up. So
what are you doing? Did you walk to Fry's?
Hell no. Would you like to start this show at 7? I'm doing a mix-up between the Power 90, which is the precursor to the P90. It's not as hard. Yoga for the days that I can't move after the Power 90.
Right.
And something called the Brazilian butt lift. Which is insanely hard.
I think I've seen that movie.
Are all these on VHS?
No, we download them. I had Sam just bootlegged them.
You get them from Adam and Eve, I think. The Brazilian butt lift specifically.
Yep.
Yeah.
What's the Brazilian butt lift?
It's like intense. It's intense lower body cardio. Like lots of squatting.
So
and
twerking?
Oh, I wish you would teach me how to twerk.
Oh, I'm sure.
Go to YouTube. It's all.
We'll get somebody
no.
on the ship to teach you that.
Can you guys even look? I don't have coordination when I'm walking.
Let alone
Twerking would
drinking?
be horrible.
While drinking?
Dude, I read some obscure story about this. Apparently there's a twerker star or whatever called Big Frida. I'm sure Bev knows all
I
about her.
don't, but I'm going to Google her in about 3 seconds.
It's a him, but it's a Caitlyn Jenner thing, so let's just leave it alone. She was performing in Michigan, and the state shut her down because there's some alcohol law that says you can't suggestively dance when there's alcohol being served, and they consider twerking as suggestive dance, which, let's be honest, it totally is. I mean, you're making it clap. It's like, where and when. Let's do this right now.
I heard of an elementary school teacher getting fired because she was twerking under a pseudonym in, like, some club, like, counties away. Like, she was going out of her way to separate her professional life from her twerking life. And she somehow got caught.
You snorted.
And lost her teaching job.
Wow.
Yeah.
Hope she makes good money twerking.
I would have just promoted
really
her.
sad.
I would have just promoted her to like physical education counselor or whatever, like PE coach.
Right.
I mean, fire her if she's teaching your kids how to twerk, but if she's doing it in her own time, don't judge her.
It's not like she was doing it on the recess yard.
Yeah, she's the civics teacher. Like, all right, today I'm going to demonstrate how to pass a bill. Wah, 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 wah. I don't know. I mean, whatever twerking does.
Pass all your bills to the front.
I'm going to collect them. Hold on a second.
Oh, gross.
Yes, go ahead, Beth. Sorry.
I will say gummy savers do not go well with my Roden? No, not Rodenbach. What is this?
Any beer.
Rogan beer?
Rogan beer.
Tasty finished it for you. Any beer.
Yeah.
Good generally, gummy savers and any beer don't really go well
Good call,
together.
Tasty.
If you want to support really awesome banter like this, you can go to thebrewingnetwork.com. You can click on the Amazon link. You can do your Amazon shopping through there. You can also buy Hella Sick merch from our store. Bev, I have some shirts coming in, actually. Some actually new design. Are they here?
I don't think they were delivered yet, but they have shipped. Yeah, you and Doc both have some new fancy threads
Doc.
coming.
We're going to get all dressed up.
I got mine super quick. Bevo sent me some.
Where's mine going?
That's fucked up.
They're all coming here.
Okay.
Well, we have to give half to your ex-wife, so
right.
You're going to get half shirts.
That's not been.
You can keep the top half.
It's not been commandeered by the court yet.
They're going to be belly shirts.
They haven't decided. Yeah.
Yeah. You'll get the top half, but they'll right below your nipples are going to stop. Is that all right? Perfect for the cruise.
Sure.
Right.
So you don't get the sunburn, but you still get some tan, and you show off the the belly button.
It's just a vented cut.
I just sit through an appointment at the CPA today with her.
Oh, really?
And it wasn't fun.
Did they have to take away all sharp objects?
2 hours of hell.
Really?
Yeah.
Doing taxes?
Yep.
Oh, man. But then you got to leave and not have to deal with it.
Well, we screamed a little in the parking lot.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow. At this point,
alone in your car or at her?
At this point, what do you have to? I mean, it's kind of done. It's over, right? Or are you still like fighting for the last Kit Kat bar or something?
No, we just push each other's buttons. It doesn't have to be about anything.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah.
No. See, these are the things that I need to know. Being a newlywed. And you being
where you going?
The old dog, where is this headed? Yeah. So I can get there faster.
Oh yeah,
I don't know.
Yeah. Well, I'll teach you that.
Let's do some feedback.
Hey,
I like feedback. I still need to find that fucking song for you, Doc. This one is about can filling, and it's from Tom. He says, "Hey, I just listened to the the February 08-06 Half Moon show." I don't know what that means.
Half Moon Bay?
02-08-06. Maybe 16? Anyway. During feedback, Beardy mentioned that during can filling process, cans do not... This is an old interview. He was in the future, and then he came back.
Okay. Right. I like that.
During feedback, Beardy mentioned that during the can filling process, cans do not get 100% evacuated of oxygen. I am the brewer for the More Beer Company in UK, which we had on the show. I think Justin was the guy's name we had on, the head brewer. James?
I remember the name. I remember having them on, though.
Yeah, that was good beer, too.
James.
And we recently purchased a new canning line. We have a German Leibinger 9 head rotary counter pressure filler. I butchered that. It makes a full seal on top of the can before filling and CO2 flushes. Then CO2 pressurizes before filling. It does, however, stay open along the conveyor until it hits the seamer, but the seamer then shoots a burst CO2 underneath the lid just before it seams in to keep the oxygen contact to a minimum. We do also 100% can condition, so zero oxygen contact for us is not essential. But for others looking into canning, there are some cool new machines coming onto the market. Cheers from Tom. More Beer Company, Days Road, Bristol.
Cool.
Look at that, technology.
If you're going to get a packaging system and money's not an object, then German is the way to go.
Yeah?
Yeah.
They make the best stuff, right?
Right.
Well, it sounds like it. I mean, look at that. There's like 3 or 4 different ways that shit fucking pressurizes.
Right. I was referring more to what kind of is more common in American craft canning, where the budget's really tight, and there's a couple, like 2 or 3 kind of main manufacturers, and they're pretty much just open filling on their canning lines.
Oh yeah, yeah. But that's like the entry. Yeah, that's your, like you said, your entry level machine, right?
Yeah,
because that's what a lot of people are doing
here. Yeah.
This one is from Justin. He says, "Hey guys, I've been listening to old and new episodes every day for the last year, and I just love everything you guys do." Probably except for the intro to the show. I just listened to the first Charlie Papazian interview, and it's so funny to hear you mention this goofy new guy from More Beer that will be joining the program named Jason, and the show was never the same. I love you, JP. Well, thanks, Justin. I love you too, I guess. Anyways, I live in Eugene, Oregon, so everybody freaking homebrews. But I have to say that listening to the various shows on the Brewing Network has given me an advantage in the competitions lately. This summer, I took home Best in Show at the Oregon State Fair with a Saison, and I just took 3 first-place ribbons at the KLCC Brewfest. That's pretty good, right? 2 of those came from One Beer, a clone of Jamil's Evil Twin, dry hop with Mosaic, specialty IPA, and American Amber. I imagine were the categories. Keep up the ass hattery. I would give some shout-outs here, but I love all of you guys equally, except Bevo, who is the bright center of the BN universe.
Aw,
and then
sweet.
And he says, beers and cookies for all. So...
I like cookies.
There you go, teacher.
Yeah. Like chocolate chip cookies?
Yeah, maybe. He doesn't say.
Oh.
Whatever you want.
I don't like chocolate.
That's the way he is, right? Whatever you want. It's not about
it's
him.
my choice.
Yeah, he's not telling you, right?
Oh, that's really nice.
I thought so, too. This next one is from Marcus about a contest idea. He says, how about we take turns guessing what the hell is really going on with Justin? You could tell us if...
Oh, God.
You could tell us if we're getting warmer or colder.
There's no way you're going to be anywhere out of freezing.
The website glitch tweaking cover story is lame and doesn't sound like anything Justin would spend a month doing. One other thing, I heard you mention soda water in passing in a recent show. I keep a keg of water in the Keyser, which I fucking hate that term.
Great name.
Can you just call it a kegerator? I gas the crap out of it, which, why do you have crap in your water? And it's good, but my carbonation seems to dissipate a lot more quickly than store-bought. It'd be great to hear from the Brain Trust about the difference between carbonating beer and carbonating water. Keep up the good work. JP's really getting the hang of the host position, but he can still suck it. That's from Marcus. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Mine, I do it too. Mine is fine, I guess. It depends on what pressure you're serving at. I carbonate at 10. I don't know. What does he want, Doc?
What he's saying is his water is getting unfizzy faster than his beer does. Water doesn't have any proteins in it like beer does.
Yeah.
It surrounds the bubbles and help hold them in. It's also kind of a balance with the gas that's dissolved, plus there's the carbonic acid that's in there. It's kind of the balance there. So there's more in beer to help keep the bubbles in.
Got it.
Instead of just plain water.
Got it. All right. Well,
it has the proteins and things like that.
Yeah, so don't worry about it. I mean, if you
That's
think
the simple answer.
If you think there's something wrong, buy a bottle of carbonated water, and then drink that and see how fast that goes flat, man. Don't worry about it. I'm sure whatever you're doing is fine, Marcus.
Yeah.
This is from Trevor. He says, hey, guys, with all the talk about people condemning breweries selling out to mega beer corporations and whether we should label craft as indie, I don't think I've heard you guys talk about the most important point in all of this, and that's the large corporations like AB InBev lobby the government in ways that may hurt smaller breweries, home brewers, and it's no secret that they've lobbied to keep marijuana illegal either. I
the
wouldn't.
Breweries have?
Yes.
Oh,
you didn't know that?
It was a secret from me.
I specifically heard Sean from Pizza Port was like, you know what? One thing I've been doing on my off time is going to D.C. and making marijuana illegal. I want to keep it that way.
Really? So even Pizza Port's doing it now?
Especially Pizza Port. That's all they do, dude.
Wow. How many millions do you think they're spending on this?
Tons of millions.
I think he was talking about InBev.
Oh.
He was.
Shit. Okay. Well, sorry
Back
about
up
that.
all your jokes.
Okay. I wouldn't blame anyone for wanting to state a clear difference between themselves and these corporations. Insert American Homebrew Association plug here. Yeah, I don't know, man. We'll talk to a little bit about that because, Pizza Port being in SoCal, there's a few breweries that have sold out there, and, they're a giant, I guess, independent brewery still. So I do want to talk to I do want to talk to them about that. I guess I just don't really care. We got some beer news related to that too.
And marijuana is legal in California, so what do we care?
Sure, yeah. They've it's no secret that they've lobbied to keep marijuana illegal either. I guess it's not because they're lobbyists and you can hire them. I don't know.
Right. They'll say anything for money.
Yeah, Trevor, you kind of, you win. Sign me up.
Yeah, so true.
Our next one is from Alex. He's from Texas. He's Brews in the forum, so all you Brews fans out there. Hi. First off, the regular thanks for everything you guys do for homebrewing in the craft beer industry. Over these 6 years I've been listening, you've definitely helped make me a better brewer. I hope so. After the NHC last year and all the flack the BN got for winning Club of the Year, you had mentioned you wanted to change things up with the Brewing Network Club as the club name. I haven't heard of anything recently regarding this, as I just got an email this morning saying I've been accepted for 2 entries to the NHC. First time I'll be entering the competition. I'd like to put you down as my club. Did you want us, quote, loyal club members, unquote, to not use the BN this year? Did you want to make divisions, etc.? Please let me know what you prefer us to use this year. Thanks again for everything you do. P.S. Just listen to the marketing show you had last December. Great info, yada, yada, yada. I don't know. It's not.
Justin's the one
I don't
who
think
wanted
you're
to
qualified to make these decisions.
Yeah.
Well, the only thing I would say is since no decision has been made, just keep on keeping on.
Do what you want.
Yeah, do what you want.
You know what you want to do. You want to enter as the BN, the Brewing Network.
So do it.
Yeah.
Because look, we didn't start the Brewing Network as a homebrew club, and we can't stress that enough. That was I forget the listener's name, but
do we know who did? Oh,
yeah, someone had said, yeah, okay. he several years ago. He's like, yeah, I just started us as a club. So it's definitely a grassroots thing. We don't really control it, and you guys identify with us as home brewers, man, and we love that, and we dig the hell out of that, and we don't have really control over what it's called or whatever. Maybe we do, I don't know, but look, man, do what you want to do, man. Even you know what? Look, fuck Justin. Even if he says don't do it, just still do it. If that's what you want to do, and you identify with us over your shitty local homebrew club, then enter us as your club.
I say do it.
Do it.
Justin's not here to say no.
Whatever. So. Yeah. This is my favorite. Sorry, Tasty. Go ahead.
He had his chance to say no. He just need to remove the club off the list. Then people couldn't enter.
Yeah, I
when you go to the register
and
ask you for the club, and then you got to be on that list.
Yeah.
Oh, is it a drop-down list now?
Yeah, I'm sure it is.
Oh, I thought it was a type-in thing.
No, it's
type-in too.
It's a drop-down.
Oh.
Technology, dude.
Wow.
Yeah. Like
I got to get with the times.
Look at Tasty knowing all the things.
Yeah. So he's, obviously de facto made a decision. Do it again.
Might as well, yeah. Right, because he, by not making a decision.
So you're saying it is on the list.
Bring shields since you throw beer bottles.
Are you going to sit with us this year, or are you going to go off on your own table?
Go off on my own.
Okay, yeah, that's right.
He made an appearance last year for about 20 minutes up in the front.
Before the awards.
Right.
And
then he retreated to the back.
He was probably one of the ones going, boo!
I was
Get off the stage!
I was behind those guys. Oh, my God. They're horrible. So rude.
You're talking about the BN Club.
Right.
No, that's some other club that was booing.
Oh.
I want to boot every club.
I want people to hold
just a few guys.
I want people to hold signs up. Like a baseball game or some shit. Yeah, just
let's have them print it up and hand them out.
Totally should. We should have the templates so you can download them on the website and you can print them at home. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. We could come up with our own slogans to bash us.
Right.
Yeah.
I think it'd be great. It'd be amazing. This one is from someone called You Suck. He says, "Dear IPA hater," which I imagine
obviously is you.
Yeah. "This is my first time ever writing in, and it's because you really dropped the ball with the Matt Cole from Fatheads interview. You finally get a great brewer on from Ohio, and you talk to him for 5 minutes and then hang up. Matt Cole and his crew are killing it with wonderful beers, and because he's not a local yokel, he gets 5 fucking minutes and takes a backseat to yet another Bay Area brewer. Do you guys even do any research on your guests? Fatheads won 5 fucking medals at GABF this year, 4 golds and a silver, yet no mention. How many did Half Bay win?" First of all, what? 2 years in a row, a brewery from Ohio won gold at GABF in the Imperial IPA category. Fatheads in 2015 and Columbus Brewing Company in 2014. So they're making awesome beers here in Ohio, but all you ever do is shit for your shill for your West Coast buddies. Gotta help them draw people in to pay their bills because the beers aren't doing it.
And?
Fuck you. First of all,
this guy's "you suck," right?
Wasn't the Half Moon Bay guy James the guest on the show?
The in-studio guest.
So here's
the show was about his brewery.
Here's what happened.
Forgive us.
Yes.
We've been trying to get James Costa on the show. Yeah. He's been involved in more influential breweries than any of your fucking backwoods people in Ohio. So first of all, just you chill the fuck out for a second. Second of all, Matt happened to win. We wouldn't even had him on, but Matt won at the Double IPA Fest at the Bistro, and he sent in an email and was like, "Hey, I'd love to talk to you guys about my win." So we called him up and talked to him about his win. And that's it. That's all he wanted to talk about. That's all we wanted to talk about because we already had a guest booked. Number 3, we've already had Fatheads on. How many? Number 4, another Bay Area brewer. We don't really. I mean, maybe it's been a little heavy, but who gives a shit? It's craft beer. It's beer. Who cares? What difference does it make where the people are from? I don't understand why that's super important to you. Do you want, just because there's 2 people in Ohio doing something, that you want now an Ohio show? Yeah. Congratulations. You have 2 people in Ohio producing something that more than 2 people in Ohio want to drink. Yay!
Well, he could just start his own beer podcast in Ohio and talk only to Ohio breweries.
Yeah. That's true. And then after the second episode, he'd quit because there's nothing else to do in Ohio except brew beer and leave.
Mm. Well, then you might do a podcast about him leaving.
Yeah, apparently not. Do you even do any research on your guests? Okay. Bro, don't even worry about it.
Well, I just like the way he starts off with "you suck," and then he backs it up with a whole bunch of hateful diatribe.
Oh, I thought that was his name.
I'll give him that. He said he made the premise was that we are terrible. Right. And he backed it up.
Yeah.
So
he stated his thesis.
Kudos to
and
that.
Provided supporting facts.
Thanks for writing in.
Kudos to that.
Appreciate
man.
the support.
The next guy says, where did it go? I lost everything.
But that's what feedback's for, right, guys?
That's right. That's what feedback's for. So I kind of wrote it. It was like, dude, chill the fuck out. Just relax. Everyone called, like, before the show. We started a little late, and there were a couple people like, well, I don't understand. Doesn't this start at 6 o'clock? Because things happen. Everyone just relax.
Yeah.
Just take a breath.
Have a beer.
Breathe.
Shut the hell up.
For people who are, like, supportive of this, like, kind of grassroots, craft beer thing, everyone is so fucking uptight when things don't go their way. Everyone relax.
But then they won't have anything to tweet about.
Mellow. I know.
Chill.
Well, that's true.
By the way, do we have a Twitter game?
We do have a Twitter game. Yeah, we will in a second. Hold on a second. Just relax.
Wow. Yeah, it'll be fine.
Just trying to move along.
You were a little. Now I'm going to get super millennial and be like too sensitive. You don't need to raise your voice. We'll go to the conflict room and we'll talk about it.
We just need to change our states of mind right now.
This next one is from Junkyard. He says, "Hey guys, I was just listening to your episode on hop selection and heard Tasty and Nate talking about how they sometimes throw hops away. They were expressing concerns of their own methods of rolling up the bag and throwing it in the freezer. Anyways, I wanted to share a hop life hack, which, first of all, because you figured out a way to do something is not a hack. And hop life, shut up. Anyway, that I figured out over a few years of pro brewing. Get a travel-sized clothing iron, purge the hop bag with CO2, then push out most of the CO2 and immediately use the hot clothing iron to seal the bag you got them in back up. Every bag that hops are packaged in should work. They are sealed by heat from the factory." All right, so get a small clothing iron and seal your bags back up. Tasty. What do you think of that? Stop wasting hops.
Well, I'm doing that. I got a vacuum sealer.
I was going to say, couldn't you just use a vacuum sealer?
Yeah, that's what
yeah. But vacuum sealers are like $60, and a shitty clothing iron is $10.
I have oxygenated the hops, and every time I open that bag up and take 2 ounces, and usually it's out of a 16-ounce bag, right?
Yeah.
I'm exposing the rest to oxygen.
And
for a while.
You just care, but you can throw them out, and I guess that's the beauty of
just get some more. Yeah,
that's the beauty of home brewing is
throw some nitrogen in there and reseal it.
When you're a 1%er like Tasty,
well,
you can just use 2 ounces and throw away 14.
It's probably true.
Well, sometimes I'll get I got 4 ounces left in a 16-ounce bag, so I say I better order some more. Oh, it's on sale. I'll even get 2 bags. So then I go to use the old ones. I got the new ones. I go fuck that. I use the new ones. I just throw the rest away.
Yeah, I do that with tires for my car. I need 4. I get 6 because fuck it. Who cares? Right.
Right, and then you end up throwing the 2 away when it's time to get 4 more.
Right. Well, winter was here, and it's
divided by 2.
Last but not least, Massimo writes in. He says, "Hello, Justin. I've been listening to your brewcasts for a few months now from the beginning. I'm into your 30th birthday."
Whoa.
Happy birthday. I still have 9 years of brewcasts to go. All right.
Damn, that was a long time ago.
Yeah. I love you guys, man. You're like family. Not sure what's happening currently on the show. I'm in Cupertino until March 15 and would love to meet you guys. Any chance? Please let me know the show schedule so I can buy you a pint, Massimo. Yeah, that'd be great, but we're kind of all leaving Monday. Right. Justin's not here, so you definitely aren't caught up. But if you want to come down, there's probably people here at the Hop Grenade. Send me an email or whatever, and maybe we can get some
We're here now.
But if
we're here now.
If he's not caught up, he's not going to even listen to this for another 9 years.
See, in 9 years, he's going to be like, I had my chance.
Oh, near miss. It'll be on Craigslist.
Yeah.
Those near misses.
Maybe I'll write him back, but till March 15th, we gone, Bev, right? We come back from the cruise, and then we gone again.
If he wants to come and see us this week, we could maybe do that, but that's it.
Yeah, right now. He might be listening live right now.
Oh, maybe.
Or the week after the cruise. We have a couple shows that week.
No.
Yes, we do.
No, we're going to... can we... is that
you
a
guys
secret?
don't.
It's the week after the cruise.
No. I don't even know.
Beer camp? Or can we announce that we're doing Sierra Nevada Beer Camp? Is that allowed?
I didn't know that. Thanks for letting me know.
Oh, yeah, you're welcome, Doc. Don't worry about it.
There was an email.
There was an email.
Yeah, well, I was excluded.
Yes, you were excluded.
There was an age limit.
All right, we're going to hit some AHA governing committee people.
Okay.
Let's talk We're going to hit them really hard. We're running a little late. Wow, we're running super late. Bev, why did you do this to me?
Oh, whatever.
Thanks, Bev.
Good answer.
Yeah.
I thought I had a comeback, and then it's gone.
Didn't.
She gone.
Yeah. She gone. By the way, I've been working on my Yacht Rock station for the cruise.
I'm excited.
Me too.
Nice.
I'm adding a bunch of stations and thumbs downing some people.
Of course you are.
Well, like the police.
Plenty of Toto, I think.
That's what you get. Right. I'm favoriting that.
Right. Oh, yeah. Thumbs up.
Is this Betty?
Yes, it is. How are you doing tonight?
Pretty good, Betty. This is Jason. And we have Warren and Tasty and Doc here as well. Sorry for calling you a little bit later than scheduled. We had some technical issues, and then we just got to rambling.
Which is usual.
I've never heard of anything like that.
It's very, very new. It's not something we normally do. So you are running in the governing committee, right?
Yes, I am.
Okay, well, why don't you just give us a little quick spiel about why people should be voting for you for the governing committee.
Well, thank you for inviting me tonight. There's a few things that I see in the craft beer and the home brewing that I think that we need to be looking at. And some of those issues are associated with regulatory issues in the communities. I live in Southern California, and we have many cities that have craft beer pubs available, and there's a few cities that haven't. And there's a lot of, what I'll say, some inane regulations out there. I think as a community we need to be working towards being credible, being professional, being ethical, but removing some of those impediments for the organization. The other issue of very much of a concern, particularly with some of the clubs, is to promote responsible consumption to reduce liability. Make sure that we get that education out there. The last thing you want to do is have a very negative issue on the front page of the newspaper. So, I know that every event that I've ever gone to on the Brew Fest and things like that have always been promoting responsible drinking, as well as making sure that you don't drive after consuming. So I think that that's very important.
Yeah, absolutely.
The third aspect is I live in an area where we have extreme water supply issues, and I work in the environmental regulatory area throughout the country. And many of our areas are facing water supply issues, water quality issue, energy consumption, and solid waste. And a lot of our breweries are generating a lot of materials. A lot of them are doing very important sustainability. But I think that it's important for us to focus on some of the regulatory issues so that we're not having to respond to changes in regulatory arena. For example, when I see regulations change, it always goes to the far end of the pendulum. So you don't want to be in there reacting to that. So working and being part of the community, being sustainable, I think is very important. And integrating all of those issues of the regulatory, avoiding liability issue, and creating a sustainability makes us a better community member.
Excellent. Outstanding. I like the point about responsible consumption. We are, for the most part, pretty responsible. But I think as craft beer and homebrewing kind of grows, you can absorb the people that are kind of new to this whole thing, and they don't, they come from drinking 4% beers to 12%, barley wines, and they don't necessarily really understand.
Right. When you leave the double IPA festival, you need to be a little bit aware of how many you've had.
Yeah, park your Maserati and take an Uber.
Yeah, just plan ahead.
Yeah,
right.
Unless you're going to go one and done.
Right.
Right. For sure. Then just plan around that.
All right, Betty. Well, thank you very much. Pronounce your last name for me.
It's Betty DeHoney.
Betty DeHoney. Okay, perfect. Thank you very much, Betty.
Thank you.
Thank you for having me.
Of course.
Have a good evening, guys.
You too. She's very prepared. I like that.
Yeah.
I like that.
Had her talking points ready.
Yeah, which is nice because this is a very limited platform. You have a couple minutes to kind of get your thoughts together.
Right.
Yeah.
And she did it. That's for sure. All right. The next person we're going to be talking to is Fred Bonjour, and I believe we've spoken with Fred a couple of times before.
Yeah.
Where's Fred from?
I don't know.
Huh?
France.
Bonjour.
Bonjour.
Just a guess. He's probably from Ohio, and he heard my.
Yeah, you got Fred.
Fred, how's it going, man? This is Jason.
Pretty good.
Perfect. Thanks for joining us. Sorry it's a little bit late. We're running a little behind schedule, but I'm sure you can deal with that. I'm sure you're all right.
Behind schedule?
Yeah.
We have a schedule?
We have a schedule.
Ish.
Nobody really knows. Especially,
they were made to be broken anyway.
That's true. That's true. All right, Fred. Well, you're up to tell us about the governing committee and what you can bring to the table, man.
Well, the governing committee is comprised of 15 individuals that you, all your listeners, and a whole bunch of other people, vote for to represent you homebrewers. By the way, I think it's a good idea that we should try and get some temperature control for everybody.
I like this guy already.
Yeah.
Yeah, we also got some water here we'd love to get rid of. You guys have heard of Flint, right?
Oh, yeah.
That's true.
Don't trust water you can't
but
see.
Seriously, the responsible drinking, that's something, we always encourage and try and structure all of our events such that that is, the way most people go. There's always an exception or two. But for the most part, we're pretty responsible. I was the chair for the Grand Rapids Conference, and talk a lot locally with the governing committee and the conference committee about where we're going in the future. What can we do? Try and look at how we can best meet our membership's needs in that arena. And, we got plans, several years out as to where it's going to be. Unfortunately, I can't tell you any more than Baltimore right now.
Okay. Secret stuff.
Secret stuff. Although I got the feeling, some of the word is out. But, we're out there doing it. But you got a bunch of great people that run. The people that run there are serious about beer. You are too. But that's, the funny thing about this. The home brewers that, listen and talk and communicate are serious about beer. Our job on the governing committee is to listen to what all of you guys want and see what we can do about incorporating it, managing the growth or currently the lack of it, within the American Home Brewers Association is one of the things we look at. We have been growing phenomenally for a few years, and all of a sudden that growth curve just stopped.
No.
And, we look at things like that. What can we do to change that, to bring more people into this hobby that we so much love?
Yes. The more people, the better. I've always said that.
The more people, the better. I mean, it's homebrewers are among the greatest people I've ever met in my life. I thoroughly enjoy them.
Them and strippers, I think, are the two groups of people. I'm just kidding. More people. The more people, the better. Except when I'm in the room, and then it's the opposite. But for the most part, the more people, the better.
Yeah. Have you met Jason before?
No, not this lifetime.
That's true. We rode together somewhere in the Civil War, but we don't want to talk about that. All right, Fred. Well, hey, I appreciate you taking the time, man, and good luck to you during the election.
Why, thank you.
All right, we'll see you later. All right, bye. Okay, now we're going to get George West on the line here.
Are we going through all of them tonight?
We're going through all of them. We got
There's only 4.
Yeah, we have 2 more to do.
Oh, it's a small election this year. There's only 4
Didn't we
people.
have 13 once?
There was a lot last
and we
year.
had to space it out over like 3 shows or something like that.
Yeah,
like the month of committee votes.
Yeah.
Which, hey, it's important.
Oh, definitely.
It's real important. I feel like one of those moderators on the debates, if I watched the debates or cared about them at all. But I feel like what I think they would be like, right?
You ask one question, then it's over?
Yeah. Is this George?
Yeah, it should be.
Hey, George, how you doing, man?
Doing well.
Awesome. Thanks for taking the time and talking with us a little bit today.
Yeah, no problem. No problem.
So the governing committee election is coming up, and we're here to listen to you and what you think is important about the upcoming election and what people should keep in mind, and ultimately why we should vote for you.
Okay, sure. Let me dust my phone off. I was actually just right outside and dropped my phone in a snowbank.
Just for fun.
Snow.
Okay. First of all, I think that there may be some confusion among some people that may have met me in the past, just because I go by George and also Stewart.
Okay. Okay.
Is my middle name. So, there may be people that have encountered me before that would go, "Who the hell is George?"
Yeah. Is he Stewart's brother?
Yeah, because I've already heard from a few people. It's George. But anyway, I threw my hat in the ring at the suggestion of a number of people that make a contribution to it.
George, can you hold the phone a little bit closer to your mouth? You're cutting in and out, and I think it might be a distance issue.
Sure, yeah, absolutely.
Perfect. Yeah, that's great.
Better? Okay.
Yeah, thank you.
Like I said, I threw my hat in the ring because a number of people had said they thought that I could make a contribution on the governing board. I've been doing that, quite a bit. I've helped out in the regional competitions with Neil Steak the last 2 years in Austin, and had a really, exposure in terms of what goes into that and what goes into the national competition. In terms of my background, I don't necessarily toot my own horn very well, so I know that what I did on the website was basically just kind of outline who I am, what I've done, some of the things that drive me. But I really didn't go into the entire resume of these are the things that I've done.
Yeah.
In addition to the NHD work, I was the head of the Foam Rangers, which is a fairly large homebrew club. Ran Dixie Cup, which was a fairly large homebrew competition. Averages about 1,000 entries. There's been a whole, kind of litany of things that I've been doing since I started homebrewing back in the late 1990s. I don't think I included that I was one of the first cicerones in Safe, Texas. Took that 7 years ago.
Awesome.
And, BJCP judge. Enter a lot of competition. In fact, I'm up here in Colorado in part because I entered and wanted to support the Hot Volume Ailers, which is a Boulder homebrew club, and go to their homebrew competition for Red Hop. So we split our time between Austin and Boulder. And we do that in part because I work from home and I have the time and opportunity to contribute to things like this. And I think that that's kind of a big consideration, and should be, is how much time can people actually contribute to something, to a position like this. And I have the time and I have the effort and I have background as well. I've also been on boards before. I was on board at Black Star Co-op, which was the first cooperative group.
Sure. Yeah, we talked to them on the show, I think, a couple of times, actually.
Okay.
Yeah, that's cool.
I was on right when they transitioned from becoming an idea to actually opening their brew pub. So, it was a tumultuous time in terms of being on a board. So that was really interesting. It just kind of drove home the idea of collaboration and consensus building. But, I think you also have to stand your ground and not be afraid to challenge the status quo. And I think that's one of the reasons I'll go ahead and run for the AHC governing board. I know that at least the two incumbents are certainly well qualified, well known, well regarded. I mean, gosh, can't say enough about them. But I always think that there's room for a set of new eyes and ears.
Yeah.
Not necessarily to be disruptive, but there's always I think it's always a good thing to change people up. And that's why I didn't run, for instance, in the Black Star board. I served there for 3 years. Mm-hmm. And it's time for somebody else to come in and give a new perspective and perhaps do something different. Because sometimes we get into the complacency of doing the same thing over and over again, making the same mistakes. And sometimes it takes people from outside to actually come in and say, hey, maybe we should think about doing something different.
Sure. That makes sense.
Yeah.
So, my what I've been trying to do since I started homebrewing is to always get a lot of people away. From Scott Birdwell to Falco's, when I first started brewing beer, to people like.
Nope, I think we lost you.
Tried to do the same thing.
Oh, yeah. Sorry, George, you were breaking up there, but
sure,
yeah, that's all right.
Yeah, I'm not saying that. There's always been people who've been very.
There are always those people.
Yeah, sorry about that, George. We lost you. I don't know what was going on there, but friggin' Skype. I'm going to blame Skype, George. I'm not going to say that your carrier. It was.
It could have been a lot of things.
Right.
Could have been you.
Well, it definitely wasn't that.
It definitely wasn't that. No,
you were trying hard.
I was trying hard. That's for sure. I always try hard. And then last but not least, we're talking with Denny Kahn.
Ooh.
Oh.
Yeah, our old friend Denny Kahn. Emphasis on old. I mean, emphasis on friend. Did I put too many numbers in here? No. No, I did it right.
I'm surprised we're giving him any time. He has his own podcast to air his platform from.
Call to invalid number.
Well, surely he's asked the other people to come on. I mean, equal time, right?
Oh, yeah, for sure. Oh, that's right.
I don't know if they do things by the law up in Oregon or wherever he is.
You know how hard it is for me? Okay, you know how stupid I am.
How stupid are you?
That's just pretty obvious. But when I'm like typing in a number, I have to like read the words out loud or read the numbers out loud, and it took all my effort to not read Denny's number live on the air while I'm entering in the thing, and I'm like, what's that?
That's fine with me. Go right ahead.
It's on the bathroom stall of most of the bars in Oregon anyway. So
that's right.
Denny, how you doing, buddy?
Good, man. How are you?
I'm good. I'm just sitting here drinking beer, talking with you lovely people that are running on the governing committee board.
Oh boy, you lucky guy.
It's all hey man, it's all luck, right? What are you going to do?
That's right, man. That's what life is about.
But we're here today to speak with you, not extolling the virtues of a long life, Converse-clad and drug-addled life, but talking about the governing committee and why our lovely listeners should be voting for Mr. Denny Conn.
Well, let's start from the beginning. I've been brewing for about 18 years. Just brewed my 495th batch. My third book about home brewing is about to come out in May. I'm the only home brewer ever to have a strain of brewing yeast named after him. But all that shit aside, the really important thing is that I have previously served on the governing committee for 9 years, so I've got a track record. When I came onto the governing committee in 2006, my main goal was to get them to do something about their crappy Beer Town website and institute a forum. And I'm proud to say that those things happened. I helped put together the forum, and I'm the administrator there. And they were so successful, it spurred the Brewers Association to change their own website and make a number of other changes. So it's like I guess I've shown that I can come up with ideas that will help homebrewers and work with people to get them implemented.
All right. And that's a good website, by the way, too.
Well, thanks, man. I appreciate it. But yeah, it's just I have a real passion for doing this. Should I become reelected and serve another 3 terms, it will mean that I will have been on the governing committee for 18 years, which will be a quarter of my life at that point.
Wow.
So
you're doing a lot of soul searching and reflecting, it sounds like.
And math.
Yeah, when you get old, you have time to do that.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I think your brain switches on to a certain point, like as you progress, because I've been doing a lot of that as well. Like, what's my legacy? Blah, blah, blah. And it's like, it's frustrating, and I don't know how you deal with it. I don't know how you deal with being wildly successful and popular.
Wildly successful and popular. Well,
because I'm struggling with the same thing.
So, somebody brought up today on the AHA forum that there's this whole new group of authorities today, and was gracious enough to list me along with a lot of other people. And I just had to say, I kind of feel uncomfortable being an authority. I'm just a guy who has brewed and read and studied a whole lot and just likes to share what I've learned to help other people decide how to make better beer.
What is one of the perks of being an authority figure for 18 years?
You get invited to a lot of events, man. That's of course, most of them, don't pay, but you get invited to them anyway.
Well, it's homebrewing. You're not giving a TED talk or anything.
That's right, man.
Right.
As Drew and I like to say, it's not curing cancer, it's home brewing.
All right, Denny, we're going to let you split, man. That was it. Short and sweet, just like Doc.
All right, man. Thank you so much, guys. I appreciate the opportunity, and we'll see you in June at the conference.
Yeah, sounds good, buddy.
All right.
All right, man.
All right.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Bring your Kevlar. Okay. All right, Beardy, hurry up. What's our Twitter game? This is too much for you.
This is?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I don't know.
So since it's too much for me,
Beardy, what the fuck is the Twitter game?
What are the Brewcasters doing to get ready for the Labrushi Cruise next week?
What are the Brewcasters doing to get ready for the Labruski Cruise?
next week.
Next week.
Since it's only a week away. Like, are we doing crunches and sit-ups? Or are we eating gummy bears and spraying bronzer on ourselves?
I rub bronzer on myself. I don't spray it.
That's how you get the orange sheen?
Well, you got to rub it in.
No, that was a spray. That's why I don't spray it anymore.
Did you pull a Snooki and get all orange on us?
Oh, you were there. You guys were... where were you guys going?
I don't know, man.
You were driving down...
Were we going to the Firestone Walker?
You were driving down with Sam. You were driving down to San Diego for NHC.
Oh, that's what it was.
Okay.
And I showed up at Justin's house to drop Abby off, and it was super hot that day, and I had a dress on, but I had definitely...
Oh, yeah.
She had the legs of an Oompa Loompa.
What was it called? It was like Sally Hansen natural legs or something. It comes in a can.
Legs.
I called it tan in a can.
Right.
It didn't work.
Sally Hansen natural legs. Isn't the just in point of fact, like whenever you wake up, your legs are natural? That's just what they are.
Full disclaimer, if you want to get a tan on the Labruski cruise, you should just stand next to me because my skin actually works as a reflector.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
Well, so Kyle and I are going to be shooting some video. We might need a bounce card.
Right, she'll be your white balance.
Yeah.
White balance off of my legs.
Put the reflector on. All right, everyone. Thanks for sticking with us. Kind of a long break. We had a lot of stuff to do. When we come back, we're going to be wrapping with the folks from Pizza Port, talking about all their tasty beers and drinking some, too. It's The Session. We'll be back right after this.
You're listening to the Brewcasters. On the Brewing Network.
If you don't know Yeast Man, you're missing out. White Labs Yeast Manager, Yeast Man, is available free to any brewer. Yeast Man is your direct link to White Labs yeast production facility. Yes, you can check yeast availability, and yes, you can place an order, but Yeast Man is much more. View yeast quality control and analytical reports. See your big QC Day entries and reports. Get access to the entire White Labs catalog, specials on overruns of freshly made yeast, and customized options for your account. Yeastman is the only real-time online ordering in the business connected directly to factory production. Yeastman is always on and always live. It's the largest online marketplace for specialty brewers yeast and related products. Visit yeastman.com today and tap directly into White Labs production facility. Gonna brew? Yeastman to the rescue.
Since the first time the Brewing Network microphones turned on, More Beer was behind it. More Beer sponsors the programming on the BN because, like you, they love brewing. And like the Brewing Network, they love sharing their knowledge. Morebeer.com isn't just a website to place your next equipment or ingredient order. Morebeer.com also gives you access to free beer information that will make you a better brewer. Go to morebeer.com and click into the Learning Center. You'll find podcasts, technical facts, video tutorials, and more, including access to The Buzz, More Beer's social network of more than 5,000 members. And some of them might even be crazier about beer than you are. Get over to morebeer.com today and take advantage of The Buzz, the forum, the Learning Center, and make sure you're signed up to receive the newest More Beer catalog. More Beer, bringing you absolutely everything for beer making.
Marin Brewing Company in Northern California has been making award-winning beers for more than 25 freaking years. Today, I want to tell you about their new 12-ounce cans of Mount Tam Pale Ale. The good stuff. Mount Tam is bright gold, 5.5% ABV to keep you feeling good, and has been winning awards since 1989. If you're visiting the Bay Area, get your butt out to Marin Brewing Company. They pour tasty beers and serve great food every day until midnight. Come in for a tour, stay for the food, and pick up a 6-pack of cans of Mount Tam Pale Ale to enjoy at home, camping, biking, or whatever the hell you do. Owner Brendan Moylan has this to say about Marin Brewing beers.
It's freaking awesome.
Marin Brewing has won more than 100 gold medals in international competitions. Check out marinbrewing.com for all their award-winning beers, food, and merch. Marin Brewing Company in Larkspur, California. Award-winning taste, refreshing finish. It's freaking awesome.
21st Amendment.
Watch out!
Do you like beer? They make beer.
Watch out!
Do you like friends and fun? They make friends and fun.
Watch out!
Do you still like to have a good time? The 21st Amendment.
Watch out!
The 21st Amendment in San Francisco, located at 563 2nd Street, 2 blocks from the building where baseball is seen and played. Try their beers in the pub or try them in the can, featuring
Monk's Blood.
Made with real monk.
Watch out!
So why not have the best time of your life? Go to the 21A and Sean O'Sullivan will personally greet you with a can of
Monk's Blood. The 21st Amendment.
Watch out!
This advertisement is not in any way affiliated nor associated with the 21st Amendment Bar and Pub, nor its subsidiaries or affiliates. This telecast is not copywritten by the 21st Amendment for the private use of the Brewing Network. Any use of this telecast without Jamil Zainashev's consent is prohibited. Suck it, JP.
Brewcasters are back.
888-401 beer.
Whatever.
All right, welcome back, everybody.
Thank you.
Thanks for hanging around. I do want to say that feedback was brought to you by the Beer Law Center. Handsome John, as I like to call him, up at the Beer Law Center. He works hard to protect you and your businesses from the evil people in foreign nations who want to use your logo to make beer and then try to strong-arm you into letting you sell your beer in your own country.
That's a very particular situation to just make up off the top of your head.
He's like Liam Neeson in Taken. He has a very particular set of skills.
Oh.
Yeah. So if you have a brewery and you have a German brewery trying to fleece you for your own logo, John will stop it.
Wow. He'll fly over there and just start kicking ass.
His bow tie. You ever seen Banshee, that show? It's on like Cinemax or whatever. Well, one of the bad guys has like a henchman in a bow tie, and he's like, if Jack Bauer and Raylan from Justified had a baby and then was raised by Katie Sackhoff from Longmire, it would be this kid.
I have not seen any of those shows.
Fuck, I hate you so much right now.
Yeah. But you know, Downton Abbey, though.
You're a piece of shit. Turn you off. All right, Warren is no longer on the show. So anyway, that was feedback. I apologize. And then the Twitter game, of course, was brought to you by the Labruski Cruise, which there are still rooms available. So if you have next week off, dudes, and you want to come hang out and party, there's going to be a bunch of bands. There's going to be Doc. There's going to be Doc again. And then
I'm going to be everywhere.
It's going to be beer. And then there's also going to be Doc.
Oh, yeah.
If you ever want to party with, that's what we should have.
I don't sleep, by the way.
If you don't want to remember the cruise,
right? We should have been billing this as a "Let's Party with Doc" cruise.
It's not.
Yeah.
It should be.
It's not.
I don't want to. I don't want to say anything, but we all have matching outfits.
But you said something.
You said something.
Yeah, well,
actually, I tried one on.
Your white jacket.
Yeah, but I was totally clueless.
Well, we're gonna
Why
have.
do I have this on?
We'll have poolside attire and evening wear.
That's
so we will look fitting for the occasion.
So
no
I don't
matter
really
what
even
it is.
need to pack a bag then.
Form and function, not just both, or not either or, right?
Yep.
Tasty. What do you have matching outfits with the people you're going to New Zealand with?
No, I'm just going to dress like
a
hoodie guy from the U.S.
A hoodie guy,
like this.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to be myself.
You're going to be yourself.
Yeah. No costume required.
No, we are definitely on the Yacht Rock committee on the on the cruise.
Have you been practicing your shuffleboard skills? I mean, you know when to show up and
I have not.
Lose all your money the first day.
Is that what happens? Do people like?
I've never been on a cruise. I have no idea what happens.
You probably would in the casino.
Well, I'm going to stay far away from the casino because I'm not good at casino type things. I can't.
There's so many people in the casino and you have to interact. That's what it is. Right?
I think so. Doc, do me a favor. Somehow Bev locked herself out of the studio. Would you please open the door? Thank you.
Locked me out.
Good job, Bev. I didn't do it either.
Next time we'll give you a pink slip first.
She's new to this producing thing.
So we'll do the paperwork first thing.
And the boat sails at 4, so be there.
4 on Tuesday?
No, she locked herself out.
That's right. Well, we're traveling with her. You and I think, are traveling with her.
Yeah.
So you guys are going to have some games and stuff, I heard, right? Are you guys going to do some entertaining?
We're going to do, we're going to, quote unquote, entertaining.
We'll have games. They won't be entertaining.
Right. I think we have, I don't know what we're doing. I mean, we do have one planned where I think it's like the newlywed game, but with homebrewers. And we're basically going to try to make you feel as uncomfortable as possible. Do you and your brewing partner, that whole kind of thing. Our basic lowbrow humor. It's going to be amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But matching outfits, tasty.
Right.
Matching outfits for the whole week.
Like the T-shirts, or are you going to be shirts?
No.
We're going to have. We have socks. Swim trunks,
tank
tops, white sport coats.
It's the maiden voyage of the Brewing Network Yacht Club.
Right.
Captain's hat?
I have my Greek fisherman's hat I'm going to bring.
And boat shoes are encouraged.
Yeah, I bought some boat shoes with like palm fronds on them. They're fucking amazing.
Shoes.
Oh.
Yeah, you're not on the email. That's why we're not.
I've been more glad I'm
not my fault.
Justin gave us your sizes, and so I assumed you were already filled in on everything.
Yeah.
No, you assumed.
No.
Right.
No.
I knew nothing.
Well,
I still know nothing.
Now you know that Justin knows all of your dimensions for clothing.
Yeah.
And coffins. So
we're good buddies.
Yeah.
That's true.
We're supposed to know that stuff about each other.
He just measured you up.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, the Labruski Cruise is bringing the Twitter game, which is what again, Warren?
What are we doing to get ready for the Labruski Cruise?
Apparently, we're making clothes.
Apparently not practicing your shuffleboard.
So far, no one said that on Twitter yet. But they would be right.
Well, because nobody knows, right?
Well, now they do.
Yeah, but there are still rooms available. Not many, though. So it sounds like it's going to be pretty much a sold-out thing.
They have a pretty good beer selection on this thing?
I think so. They have some announced on their website, but I think they're still getting breweries in kind of right now. I know some of the staff is already on the cruise ship, and then they have 2 stops, and then they're going to be in Miami on Tuesday whenever we leave.
Oh, really? There are already people on the ship
There are
right
people
now?
on the ship going from wherever to where. Yeah, they're partying right now.
Oh, wow.
That's probably when all the nudity happens.
Oh, we didn't get invited to the pre-party?
We didn't get invited to the naked parties, dude, which sucks. But probably everyone on the naked party is like in their early 20s, and that's okay.
Well, I'm still in my 20s.
Yeah, but not really.
But you kind of look like a caveman.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
Follically speaking, you're not.
How am I going to show off my BN Yacht Club tattoo if I don't get invited to the naked parties?
You're not.
Oh, well.
Well, I think the naked parties need to be spontaneous and just kind of got to start it yourself.
So you're saying I have to start the naked party?
Yeah, pretty much.
You got to start it yourself.
Oh, okay.
But you're like a Brillo pad.
Right.
You're gonna take your shirt off and be like, I'm naked.
Right.
Like, no, come on, dude. Seriously.
This
Why
isn't
you
a
wearing
wool
sweater?
cardigan party.
Right. I'm not sweating for my health.
Right.
All right. Anyway,
are you getting your back waxed for the for the crew?
Just his back though. Not his front or anything else. Just the back.
Well, you couldn't see the front even if I did.
Nobody knows. Have you seen the front in a while?
I'm sure it's still there.
I think.
Yeah.
You never know. I don't know. We were just in the back. Let's stop talking about this. Because I can go on for days.
We have guests.
We do have guests. We have the Pizza Port crew in the studio. We have Jill and we have Sean. How you guys doing? Can you hear me? We got you tuned in or whatever.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah. Thanks for coming up. This is the second time you guys have been representing on the show, and I'm pretty stoked about it.
We like to hang out with our friends, so thanks for making that possible.
Hell yeah!
Thanks for calling me your friend.
Hey.
Oh, we're friends now.
There's still time.
Anytime.
Yeah.
And you have 6 beers on tap.
We have 6
outside in the Hop Grenade, which I'm pretty excited about. What are we drinking right now, Sean?
This is Shark Bite Red. It's the very first brew we've ever made at Pizza Port in Solana Beach. Vince and Gina are our owners, and they started Pizza Port 29 years ago. And this was the first beer they ever did, and we're still brewing it. A lot of it sells really well. It's won GABF and World Beer Cup the last 2 years. So
wow,
it's a Cascade Centennial hops and a lot of dark caramel malts of C77, C120.
And it's a red. Oh, it's a red beer. In case you couldn't tell from the name or the caramel list. Do you think are those coming back in style, man?
The reds?
Yeah, because for a while I think
I don't think so.
No, you don't think so? Because like in the '90s, they were kind of everywhere, and I think now that brewers were like, oh, we can use more than like the whatever C hops or whatever. IPAs have kind of taken off. Are reds and those kind of other weird styles coming back?
This beer sells really well at our pub, and we have a non-hoppy amber that's our number one draft at the pubs. But like in the general market, if it doesn't say IPA on the bottle, people don't buy it. So
would you call this a red IPA?
It almost is. Yeah, it's 6%. It's a little on the lower end, but yeah, it's
on the lower end
for an IPA.
For an IPA,
yeah.
Shit.
Yeah, I think it's very well
That's
balanced.
a fair statement.
Yeah.
It's a great beer.
Yeah. I'm not even typically a red ale fan, and I'm even digging this beer. Partially because I like Cascade and Centennial, I think helps.
Yeah.
But it's good.
Well, then with those caramel malts, you would think it'd be kind of heavier mouthfeel, but
right.
Was there some biscuit malt or
very well
like this
attenuated
toasty malt kind of hanging out in there that, for me,
it's just
clears it up, right?
Yeah, we don't use any of the lighter crystals, just the dark ones, and just 2-row. And we use Crisp and Paul's for our caramel malts. So
okay,
yeah.
So just 2-row and crystal malt. That's it.
Yeah,
Nothing...
the English caramel malts I feel have a lot more complexity to them.
Okay,
and that's why you get a lot of the toasty flavors and everything. It's just not sugar or caramel.
Yeah.
It's got a depth to it.
Nice.
And you mentioned a second base malt besides the Crisp.
Paul's.
But I'm not familiar with that malt. What's
it's an English malt as well.
Another English malt.
Yeah,
malted by a guy called Paul.
Only him.
So yeah, it's actually quite different. The Crisp and the Paul's caramel flavors, surprisingly. But yeah, the Paul's definitely has more of the toasty flavor, and yeah, the Crisp is just like up in your face,
all up in your shit.
Yeah,
all mirror.
Yeah, you can.
Yeah,
and,
exactly.
And that toastiness at the bottom kind of helps it out.
Yeah,
it helps dry it out. I guess.
Yeah,
the sensation of
crisp
drying
finish.
Yeah, that's really good.
This beer is well done. Yeah, I like it. It's got the. If you don't look at it, you just think it's a really nice IPA. Then it's got that nice little caramel bite. I like it.
Yeah. So for those of you who don't know about Pizza Port, this is a little blurb I stole off their Wikipedia page. The Solana Beach location was named Small Brew Pub of the Year in both 2003 and 2004 at GABF. In 2006, you were named one of the top 50 places to have a beer in America by Beer Advocate, which is pretty cool. Your beers have won several prizes at World Beer Cup, including 5 gold medals. In 2010, the Pizza Port family of breweries won 6 awards for its beers at the World Beer Cup. And in 2012, they won 5 more. 5 more. That's insane. In 2009, 2010, and 2011, Pizza Port Carlsbad was named Large Brew Pub of the Year at the GABF. That's an insane amount of awards. And I don't know, props. Do kids still say that these days? Do your kids say props, Doc?
Not to me.
I'll slap the shit out of them if they do. That's huge. I mean, you guys have had huge success.
Yeah, we've had an incredible string of brewers come through there. Vince and Gina have done an awesome job of hiring great brewers. And, yeah, Bressie Ranch is 3 years old, and it's the only brewery that hasn't won Brewery of the Year at GABF. And so we got to work on that.
Yeah, so there was a brewer at Bressie Ranch going, God damn it, I don't know what's going on.
Careful, it's been Sean.
Yeah.
It's Sean going,
I'm failing.
Let's talk about you. Maybe it's a psychological thing. We'll get some sports psychologists in here. It'll be all right. You'll get there. So what are you doing now at Pizza Port? Besides brewing at Bressie, apparently.
So yeah, the Bressie Ranch came about because our owner wanted beer in a can, and it morphed into this fairly large production facility. We just do 16-ounce cans, and we have 5 cans right now. And
are those tall boys a 16-ounce tall boy, or is it just
more like a tall girl?
Tall girl.
You know, not quite as tall as a tall boy, but a 12-ounce beer doesn't look the same anymore.
But more attractive.
Yeah.
Right.
Hey.
Yas.
Yeah, then we so Bressie Ranch, let me see, we just launched in Northern California. But yeah, all the other places are little pubs. Brewers have complete freedom to brew whatever they want. And so we do brew more of the production beers at Bressie, but still have some fun. We have some smaller tanks we got to play around with.
Yeah. What I like about your models, you have how many locations?
5.
Five locations. And each one is as unique as the other.
It's autonomous.
And I like that. And I was I was online checking out your beers on one of those review sites or whatever, and it's just you kept scrolling down.
Yeah.
You guys brew a ton of different beers.
Yeah, always changing. You obviously want to keep your regulars happy with their favorites, but the brewers have, carte blanche to do whatever they want.
And I feel like you guys do more than I would say your average brewery with more than one tasting room. I mean, you guys do a lot of different styles, and you would think being in SoCal, you're just IPA focused, super hop forward beers, but you do Kolsch's and you do brown ales and you do kind of stuff that I don't know, makes people take a break from the IPA and kind of realize that beer is more than just one style.
Well, there's so many different stages of drinking craft beer, and for Pizza Port, I mean, being around since 1987 and kind of introducing so many people to craft, people aren't ready to jump into IPAs. And even though it's like the fastest moving style and you can put 13 of 20 taps as IPAs and they'll move faster than the other 7, there's still a large part of the public, especially, tourists. The last 5 years have changed, but that aren't ready for IPAs yet, or they've kind of their palates just ready for a change from IPAs. So having something that's for everybody kind of just... That's also kind of what's transcended and like translated really well in competition, because the brewers can brew creativity, with whatever kind of creativity they want, and just enter. You want to enter a dunkel, you enter a dunkel.
Yeah.
So it's pretty fun.
I like that, and I think I'm on the latter side of that scale where I don't want to drink IPAs. I want to try the other stuff. You know what I mean? I want to see how well you brew a Kolsch, for example, or some sort of Pilsner.
I was putting together events for San Diego Beer Week, and it's like you see a draft list, and, as someone that sells beer, yes, you want to sell more beer, but you also want to do what's best for the account. So if you see 5 IPAs and 10 taps, that's when you slip in an Imperial Red or a Dunkel. I sold more Dunkel during Beer Week last year. It was unbelievable. But people appreciate it because they like to see, that you have that kind of reach.
Yeah. Are those your more like educated beer drinkers who kind of see a style that you don't see normally, like a Dunkel? We have a Dunkel on tap, and I was like, I'm going to try that right now.
Chocolate covered banana. That's what you have. It's amazing.
Right.
It's all over the board, and a lot of people are really, really loyal to brands, and they get excited when they see things that they haven't seen before. So you see a lot of that, rotating draft list, but you have when you're loyal to a brand and you keep a handle for just that brand, then people can experiment within that brand. So it's pretty fun.
Yeah,
so
in San Diego, the average consumer has a really high education on beer now. It's pretty incredible. Like every bar in San Diego has like 3 or 4 good IPAs on tap.
They clean their lines. They force their whole staff to get at least their CBS certification. I mean, it's awesome.
That's Cicerone? Is that Cicerone?
Yeah, it's like that entry level. I think.
What is this cleaning lines that you're talking about? Leans?
Yes, it's a technical thing.
That must be a Southern California thing.
It's a whole thing. Yeah, it's like the 680.
It's actually
not
code for
680.
surfing because you're like.
Oh, okay. I've boogie boarded before.
Yeah. I bodyboard.
We have a beer on called Kook, right? Is that
what?
No. Okay. Never mind.
Warren was trying to jump in, but then you got schooled apparently.
Yes.
Yeah. Thank you.
Good job.
What was I supposed to learn?
I don't know, man.
Oh, okay.
What?
Is it with all the beers that you guys are brewing? Is it hard to maintain them or keep track of them or manage that kind of QC, or do you just kind of let every brewery do their own thing?
Every head brewer is completely capable of doing all that stuff. My role has sort of changed as we've grown, and I'm a director of brewing and just trying to keep track of what's on tap and making sure that we can send 6 different beers up to events like this. So it's daunting. There's like we have three of the pubs have 40 taps, the other 2 have 23.
Wow.
And it's like 85% house beer. So we do love our guest beers and support our friends in the industry, but
that's cool.
It's heavy on the house beer.
Well, in San Diego, you guys have I think 10,000 breweries.
117 is like the current number with 40 in development.
40.
It's pretty wild.
Is that in the? San Diego
County.
County. I thought it was like 600 or some shit. Or is that L.A. or is that like SoCal?
All of SoCal?
Yeah, that might be all of SoCal.
I mean, that's a shit, but still, 117?
We're in a drought. Why are they allowing more breweries?
That's a good question. Are you having an issue with getting the water you guys need?
Not yet. I know there was a rate hike that probably went into effect recently, but we're actually like 5 miles from the new desalinization plant that went online, biggest in the U.S., so hopefully that'll bring the prices down, but we haven't really. They did a study, the San Diego Brewers Guild Jill's the new vice president of the San Diego
Oh,
Brewers.
wow.
Yeah, they actually did a study on the brewers' water usage, and it compared to other industries in the city, we're on the low end, surprisingly.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So you don't anticipate a problem with brewing with diesel?
No, I know, and I know you guys know, like Bear Republic's had a lot of issues, but
totally right.
It's definitely, you guys have felt it harder up here than we felt it down there, which is surprising. But this year, El Nino, keep coming, keep coming.
That's right. Gotta love El Nino, man.
El Nino.
Right. Bringing some rains.
It's still winter, right?
Supposedly.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, you guys are supposed to get more of that kind of shit, and like Central California's supposed to get more of it than we do. But you just take it from us anyway, so it's fine.
Yeah, we just
we send it down.
Well, that's
Don't
how
worry
it
about
works, right? If it's south, that's how the water travels, right? Is that?
Oh, yeah. It travels downhill. That's true.
Yeah. I don't know. It would take a radio host to tell you, and I don't know that. Let's run through your history a little bit.
Yeah.
Ooh.
So you didn't come from homebrewing.
No, yeah. I got into brewing while I was an undergrad at UC Davis. I was doing mechanical engineering, and it's
engineer. See, there's some sort of weird hyper technical background.
You can say geeky.
Geeky background where if you don't come from homebrewing, there's some sort of that.
Yeah, and
I knew it. I knew it.
Love UC Davis, proud Aggie, but engineering wasn't for me, and I could tell. And then I saw Intro to Beer in the course catalog.
Was it too much math?
No.
Okay.
It's dry.
Is it?
It's not that fun. So yeah, Intro to Beer in the course catalog. We thought it was like a joke. Obviously, the wine program's huge at Davis, and the beer program's not as well known. Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, we took it, and like immediately, like it kind of clicked. Just the history. Beer is a blend of like history, science, and art, and it's I just knew that's what I wanted to do. So after I took all the classes I could as an undergrad and kept my engineering degree. But as soon as I got out, I applied all over California, and Stone hired me. So I started on the Stone bottling line back when they were in San Marcos.
Okay. All right.
And there's like 30 employees, and it's a lot different.
So you never you never had to convince your parents of switching degrees from an engineering degree to a brewing degree?
Oh yeah, they were when I told them I was using my engineering degree to get a minimum wage job on the bottling line. They were not too stoked. But
do they have dreams of you, like building their dream house, or I don't know, doing something with your degree other than
how about making money? And paying them back a little bit,
hanging it on the wall and pouring water over cereal grains, like
yeah. But now they're obviously really proud.
Yeah.
Oh, my son's the brewmaster.
I don't know what that means.
It's like, oh, good. Yeah. Oh, he's the brewmaster. Okay.
My son's the brewmaster. What's that? I don't know, but it's important. He's happy.
Are they in SoCal? I mean, do they?
Yeah, I grew up in San Diego, so they're still down there.
Okay,
and,
so they know the brand. They know Pizza Port, and they can, that's got to be something other than. My son's the brewmaster at this yet unopened brew pub that no one knows about or cares about.
My dad. It's always every liquor store he goes into. Ask the owner how come they don't have Pizza Port on the shelf. And
I should send him thank you notes.
You should.
Yeah.
Sounds like you should get him a finder's fee on the account.
Right?
Get him a business card.
Tell him he can have free beer for life.
He already has that. Yeah.
Just tell him.
Tell him it's from you.
Yeah.
Free beer for 2 lifetimes.
But yeah, I started at the Stone Bottling Line. I was only there for like 7 months and got the opportunity to be a brewer at Coronado Brewing Company. So
how does that happen? I mean, I guess so. You had your undergrad at Davis, so you knew a thing or two.
Yeah, but college is great, but learning on the job and getting practical experience is a lot different.
Yeah,
you can learn the science behind a beer, but you don't know how to put a clamp on a hose.
Which is hard.
It is hard.
The tri-clover clamps are tough.
I've seen people struggle.
There's got to be a better way.
I still can't do it.
There should be a better way.
I can do one-handed. Come on.
That's the trick. One-handed.
Well, now. But learning about it's tough. You're right. There has to be some sort of better way that you can fit it around your hand. It'll just I mean, if we have the self-fitting coat or the self-fitting shoes, like from Back to the Future, those are a thing now?
You put it together. You flip it from underneath. Goes around, and then you're in.
and then you're in. Doc's like, I don't understand.
That's the technical description.
Yeah. I'm sure Sean's not struggling now. I'm sure this is an old struggle.
But when
I am, though.
When the hose
struggling now.
When the hose blows off the tank and you have
that happens
because it doesn't seat properly.
No valve in there that you can turn off.
Exactly. That's
or when it's really hot and the whole metal there's just super hot and you're still trying to get it wrestle with it.
Has that happened? Have you had the hose blow off in a transfer or something like that?
Not to me personally, but yeah.
Have you seen it?
Oh yeah.
Oh Jesus.
30-degree beer blasting out on you, like the guys were like shaking like hypothermic. he thought
But he'll never do that again, ever.
Yeah.
Right. Well, because you had to get into a sleeping bag naked with him to keep him warm. Right. Yeah. For the paramedics to show up.
It's just safe.
It's like a scene from Titanic.
Look, this is OSHA standard.
I'll never let go.
She let go, though. She lied.
She did lie.
Yeah.
Well, he was dead. Come on. Well, it's just what she thought. He was probably just sleeping.
Right. What if he was sleeping? She doesn't know.
She doesn't know. What does she
She's
know?
not now.
She's
He's
an
dead.
aristocrat.
It's okay to let the lower class go.
Oh my God, guys! Really?
Hey, he was pulling her down.
This is the most ridiculous thing.
She had to drop the dead weight.
And that's just a society thing.
Bev, you don't understand. You can't get ahead unless there's someone to jump over. You know what I mean?
There's like the voice of reason that comes.
Yeah, I know. Well, she gets disgusted enough, then we hear from her.
I'll let you float on the piece of wood, Bev, if we go down in the Bahamas.
Well, that's good because I'm not going to share my door with you.
She's going to let you go so fast.
There was totally room on that door, though. By the way.
Oh, plenty of room on that door.
That's what I thought too. I don't know what we're talking about.
Titanic.
No, really?
Oh, okay. I don't know, man.
Oh, God.
I just watched action movies.
You watched
It
Justified.
was pretty action-filled.
I just watched Rambo.
There was some action in the back of that car.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Titanic sank. It was pretty action-packed. Sorry,
I'm
spoiler alert.
Sean. These people are crazy.
They died?
So, okay, you were at Coronado.
Just the poor ones.
How did that go?
It went great. Coronado was great. At the time, I was like the second brewer, so it was a brew pub. Rick liked to call it a brew pub on steroids.
Okay.
But we had just started distributing when I went on.
Yeah.
And so it was a great learning experience because, one day you brewed, one day you cleaned kegs, one day you bottled, one day you filled kegs. So you got to see the beer through the whole process. And
that's invaluable.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And, it never got boring that way. A lot of breweries, you start on the bottom and, you're cleaning kegs for 40 hours a week and you can get burnt out real easy. So
I hope our guys aren't listening. I'm just kidding.
I rotate them.
You're mindful of that.
Yeah. So at Bresci, everyone rotates through everything.
Is burnout common in those kind of jobs? I mean, it's manual labor. You're busting your hump. Nobody wants to clean kegs, right? That's kind of like the worst job. Or
I actually like cleaning kegs. It's very like zen. Like it's mind. You can kind of shut down your brain and it's good. You feel good when you're done at the end of the day. But if I did that for 40 hours, I would get burnt out. Yeah.
For sure, right?
Even brewing's obviously a lot of fun, but if you just brew every day, you get worn in that track and it gets old. So.
Really, because that's where everyone wants to be is the head brewer and the one in charge and making recipes and all that kind of shit. But it's
that's the glorified image everyone has.
Yeah,
like you tell them you're a brewer and they just think you just drink beer all day. And working in a brewery is it's pretty labor intensive and you're sweating and it's not exactly.
I don't like labor. I don't like sweating.
Yeah,
work is hard
or intense.
That's why I don't go camping. Because it's intense.
Yeah.
Do you like the circus?
It's intense.
I don't like the circus either. But I like moo-moos. I don't know. I would imagine that you could get a little burnt out just doing so like you said you rotate your guys.
And it's also it's also good to every step is just as important as the last. So like brewing beer is almost the easiest step, packaging and doing all stuff. There's actually a lot more that can go wrong. And you almost need a more skilled person in those positions. So
I guess it's a lot like home brewing. Tasty, you're nodding your head. You
it's all in the cellaring. Hudstein's really easy.
Yeah, yeast
ferment you could get it so regimented. It's easy too. It's the packaging can really mess it up. Delivery.
Right, because your mash, you got your water. What do you have to deal with? Maybe your water is a degree off either way, or 2 degrees, and you kind of have to know how to deal with that. Otherwise, it is what it is. You kind of go through the process, but once it's cold,
a lot can
there's
go wrong.
ton that you can go wrong, and you have to really focus on your sanitation, your cleaning, and all that kind of shit.
Which is why people want to get on the brew deck.
So they don't have to do it.
Right. Because you just want to get away from the cellar.
They're blameless there.
Right, yeah. It's like, it'll ferment out. It's fine. Yeah. So it's off a degree.
It'll be all right.
Yeah.
Yeah, and brewing is one of those things where if you mess up in one area, you can't make up for it in another. It's not like running a race where you have like a slow mile. You can't speed it up on the second mile.
Great analogy.
If you... if it's all about not making mistakes, and the best brewers are the ones that make the least amount of mistakes.
Right.
Because there's no going back,
So from Coronado, how did you end up in Pizzaport?
I live in Ocean Beach, and
what's your address? Hold on, let me write that.
Just say it right out loud.
Yeah.
And good friend Yiga, who's the head brewer or director at St. Archer, and I would always see him in the surf and at the local pho restaurant and stuff. So OB was opening at that time, and
OB, which is Ocean Beach.
Ocean Beach, yeah.
Okay. All right.
Do they call it that up here?
Yeah.
I don't know.
When I'm down there, I call it the OB.
Well, because you're an insider.
But there's Ocean Beach, San Francisco, right? Did they
our Ocean Beach? No,
I think a beach, not a bar.
I think they call it. I think they just call it homeless encampment number 5. So just number it that way.
Yeah. It's like the Hunger Games.
It's Section District 12.
District, yeah.
They're all tributes.
And obviously Pizzaport. It's a sought after company. I think they had just come off of winning, one of their brew pubs of the year, and was able to
whichever one.
Yeah, there's too many.
2009.
Was able to get in my foot in the door that way in Ocean Beach. So worked as an assistant there under Yiga, and then was able to be the head brewer at Solana Beach, the original one, which was really cool.
Okay.
I'm a big fan of history, so it's pretty awesome to brew on a system where you've had all those brewers come through.
Yeah.
It's in the U.S. we don't have a lot of history. Like, it's not like Belgium where there's 100-year-old breweries, but 30-year-old brewery is pretty old here. So.
For sure, yeah. And I feel like in Belgium or wherever you have people whose grandfathers has brewed on the brew deck or whatever. It's very much a family thing. But here, maybe your brother. I don't know. Like, that's about it.
Your uncle.
Your older uncle, and obviously, and that's about it.
Yeah, and then when the Bressie Ranch opportunity came up, I decided to go there. And
so, do you now leaving from Coronado? Do you take a lower position, or do you kind of you know what I mean?
Did, yeah.
Okay,
yeah. I left as the head brewer at Coronado, and I was just
why? Just for our listeners who are in the same position, because we have a lot of people who listen and
sometimes
are brewing or want to be brewers. And,
sometimes you just want to switch it up, and Coronado's like family to me. All those guys, Rick and Sean. So.
I mean, I don't want to get any dirt or whatever, but to me it's interesting, when someone decides to leave a job that they're kind of at the top, essentially, I'm the head brewer of this place, but when you go to kind of take a job as a lower position in hopes to kind of move forward or just
exactly.
different company in general?
I think my motivation was to learn from the best, I guess. They had... Pizzaport at the time was the most award-winning brewery in the country. And
who was brewing then? Who was the head dude?
Bagby was in charge then,
okay.
And Yiga was an assistant, and he was coming down to OB to start up. So I just wanted to learn more.
Jump at the chance to learn from Jeff, man.
Yeah,
that kid knows what he's doing. Yeah,
definitely. So learned a lot on the job, and then going to Bressie's been a huge learning experience. So.
And Bressie's now your production, where you doing all your canning and stuff, right?
Yep, exactly. Okay. So we got a 30-barrel system there, and we can do 7 brews in a day.
Wow.
Last year we did 20,000 barrels and sold almost all of it in Southern California, and we just launched in NorCal in January. So we're pretty stoked to be here. Obviously a huge craft beer scene is kind of where it all started with New Albion and Sierra and Anchor and everything. So
how much are you expecting to grow this year in production?
We'll hit 36,000 and I have to go home on Wednesday and try to buy more hops.
You're almost doubling this year?
Yeah, we doubled. The first year we did 10,000 barrels. Last year we did 21,000, and this year we'll do 36. So
total as a company or just
production?
Wow.
Yeah. So each of the pubs does about 1,000 barrels a year.
Okay.
And that's all obviously draft, and most of it's consumed on premise. But it's crazy right now. It's a gold rush. The whole industry is exploding. It's wonderful.
And how many different beers are you doing out of Bressy Ranch?
Bressy, we do 5 core beers in cans, and we do some specialty stuff, but we're all about canning there. 60 to 70% of the beer goes into a can.
Wow.
So, yeah.
And then the rest of what just goes to the different pubs?
Draft around to help support.
Okay. That's cool. Well, and you guys are more of that hop-forward West Coast style, which, when I think of West Coast style beers, I think of Pizza Port and I think Stone.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yep.
Really?
Pizza Port, hop forward, and we're really about dry. You want a really dry beer, so we usually don't use any caramel malts in our IPAs, and we just want the hops to come through. So,
which is kind of the template. I mean, I think of you guys as kind of setting that mark for people, especially now opening breweries.
Yeah.
Get rid of that crystal malt, throw a little more hops in the late edition, maybe, or how do you push that hop agenda? I guess because in my drinking this, the Shark Bite, it's a lot of hop flavor and hop aroma, but I think the hop flavor is more unique than I've noticed before. There's some people whose beers can taste like a hop pellet.
Yeah,
which is good to me, and the aroma can smell like you opened a bag of hops, which is awesome. But this is there's a different take on it, and it's hard to explain. It's more I don't know balanced.
The big thing right now is what is it, hop? Where they do the late, I forget the term.
Bursting?
Bursting,
yeah.
hop bursting.
Right.
Sorry, yeah.
Ooh, yeah.
Where it's all late edition hops, but actually hops give it a really good umami flavor in bittering, and obviously it makes an impact on what varieties you use in bittering hops. Most of our IPAs we do also first wort hopping, a small amount.
Okay.
I feel like if you can go overboard and you do get this hop soup type thing, so we use small amount of hops for first wort, but you want hops
in all your beers, or I mean the appropriate ones. I suppose.
All the hoppy ones.
Not a Pilsner or a Kolsch.
We've kind of gone into this schedule that I think works really well, where we do a first wort, a bittering, and then a lot of late edition hops. But you do want like I don't know, umami flavor is what I like to call it, but gives it another layer.
Having multiple IPAs and doubling production year over year, you said you're going up to figure out hop contracts now. How do you go about maintaining all of those IPAs? Like, are you having to make hop substitutions?
No, that's one of the good things about Pizza Port is we don't really have to compromise on anything. I think that's one of the reasons it's been so successful is there's a huge attention to detail. Every little step matters. No compromise on anything. It's all about making the best beer possible, not worrying about sales.
Yeah. That's good. I mean, that's a good...
That's how it should be.
It's a good problem not to have, I guess.
Yeah.
Tasty, you've done the first wort hopping, right? Or you had some questions about it a couple years ago.
There's a modified form of that is called mash hopping. Which is really no difference except the hop matter is left back in the... with the grain rather than going into the kettle.
So it's just a filtering issue for you.
But it's a similar concept in that when you do come to a boil, you don't have that big, foamy thing going on. You already got hops in your beer.
And what do you get? Is that umami flavor like Sean's talking about?
It's more like a texture or it's something from the vegetative matter of the hop. It's a good flavor.
Is it hard to pin down? Because for me, I'm tasting it and I'm like I can't describe it, which is weird because you would think that's what I do for a living, but. It's just it's a feeling.
Yeah, it's more like a texture, kind of a mouthfeel thing, I think.
Huh. Okay. How much? I mean, just a couple handfuls of pellets, or do you measure it out? Is it a set thing? Or?
It's a set thing.
Okay.
So we have a 30-barrel brewery, and if we go over 4 pounds on the first wort hop, it gets kind of muddied.
Over 4 pounds. Yeah. As a homebrewer, I'm going what? Like a handful? Yeah, 4 pounds. Okay,
I have to do the math, but
the handful to pound ratio. Yeah.
Yeah, for us, it is like a little handful.
Yeah, sure. Yeah. How many hops do you guys use on average, like in a barrel?
Our hop contract is a mess. But
Yeah.
per barrel?
Yeah. Well, don't worry. We'll get there. We'll get to exactly how many hops you go through.
Yeah. We like it's a lot.
It's a lot.
2 to 3 pounds per barrel. Yeah.
Wow. How many APAs are you guys doing?
Today?
Yeah.
Today? Does that change? Yeah.
Well, if you look, because everybody has autonomy, and because
Yeah.
now the production brewery handles the Chronic Ale and the Pick 6 Pilsner and Shark Bite we brew there, that frees up a couple brews a year for each of the locations where, we keep about 50 varieties of hops on hand at all times, so they can just experiment and kind of do what they want, because they're doing a 7-barrel batch or a 15-barrel batch, most of which will sell over the bar in 2 weeks, So
Yeah.
At any point in time, if you take a snapshot at all 5 draft lists, there's probably about somewhere between 70 and 90 different house beers on.
Wow.
And if you take that same snapshot a month later, probably 40 of them will be different. So it's hard to kind of pinpoint exactly how many beers we've made.
And
that should be a project.
Somebody should do that.
I'm going to sit with all the brew logs from all the locations and a case of beer.
Oh, Jesus.
No thanks.
It might take you that whole case to figure it out.
Lock you in a room, and then you won't get let out.
I'll probably lose count.
That
so
sounds
many
terrible.
times.
Right.
I need a babysitter.
So how do you, that's a good point. How do you manage the hops for something like that? Where people have total autonomy, they can brew any style, so it's not like, this year I'm going to brew 40 IPAs and 30 pale or whatever, right? And they don't tell you in advance. So how do you plan for that?
The brewers do a really good job of getting me a yearly wish list.
Oh, okay.
And now that Bressy's open, they're using, a very small amount compared to what we go through. So, but yeah, we do have 50 hops on our contract, and it's I have this terrible spreadsheet. It gives me nightmares, and it changes all the time with sales and what's been depleted. But yeah, it's a mess.
Wow. I couldn't imagine handling not even the malt, but just the hops.
Hops are tricky too, because bad harvest, wipes out a certain amount of your poundage.
It's a whole beer.
What do you do? Yeah,
for the year,
so you got to scramble, and we have 6 different hop suppliers, and we get different hops from all of them. And
okay. So you have a handle on it by now, I imagine.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah. It's in a spreadsheet.
Yeah.
It's fine.
Super clean.
What
Very
can
organized.
go? What can go wrong? It's in a spreadsheet.
Yeah, it's already done.
It's fine.
Yeah, and all the new hops coming online as well. You got to try to keep up with all the experimentals that are coming out, and Australia, New Zealand. The South African hops that are coming out now.
The crazy melon fusion, whatever. Do you mess around with a lot of experimental hops like that?
We do, yeah.
That have numbers and not names, and
yeah, we do.
We were just talking about that.
We just brewed a batch with Idaho 7, some new variety.
Jesus. Sounds like a crime spree.
Or a crime sitcom or something.
The Idaho 7.
Or an awesome song. Sorry.
Or an awesome band. But it's like a 4-piece because they're weird.
They're from Idaho.
And they're from Utah. They don't even know.
They want to be ironic.
That's right. Yeah. What's Idaho 7?
It's actually got a lot going on. The beer hasn't been out yet. Obviously, you can smell it. It tastes a lot different. So we'll dial it in. But we brewed it with.
You didn't bring any, right? You said it was.
No, it's still in the fermenting away right now. So
it's
eating. It did remind me. It's a very complex hop. It kind of has everything.
Yeah.
But we brewed it with Nelson. I thought it'd be a good combo. It had a lot of the similarities. Didn't have the wine Sauvignon Blanc character, but it kind of had everything else.
Okay.
Yeah.
Tasty's going down to New Zealand for hop selection, right? Is that what you're doing?
I'll be down there during hop selection. I'm going down there for their National Brewers Conference.
Oh.
Visit his sheep.
But I'll be on the farms. Yeah, I'm going to be out there.
Tell them to grow more.
Yeah.
They're content to grow what they grow, and
that's just it.
Yeah. It's kind of awesome.
That's amazing.
Yeah, if you could pick me up a couple boxes of hops, that'd be great.
Yeah, I'm trying to get a contract. I'm going to wheel and deal.
Yeah.
That's right, for pound at a time. Give me, I want a contract for 8 pounds.
Can you commit?
Yeah. Who is this guy?
I want
tasty.
I want to fill a container of that stuff.
Tasty. Someone should name a hop variety after you.
Well, yeah, really.
Hear that, hop you do?
Well, yeah.
Do you have beers named after you? Or?
Well,
Yes, he does.
Yeah,
But
they're like little bastard kids of mine. I don't even know about all the beers named after.
Oops.
Someone should name a hop after you. Well, yeah. At first, I thought you were going to decline, and you were going to be like, no. That would be, yeah.
They really should.
No way around it.
What would be the hop? Describe.
It'd be like HBC 325 or something. That'd be a good name for me, right?
I was thinking the same thing.
Yeah.
Describe the flavors of the tasty hop.
Well, it'd be earthy,
It would be tasty.
Danky would be,
Danky's
appropriate.
good.
Okay. All right. Danky.
Yeah.
Okay.
It would
Wood.
go well
Woody.
in IPAs, and it would just eliminate the need for any northern brewer. It would be a complete northern brewer replacement hop.
Okay.
It'd be that.
All right.
Yeah.
What kind of alpha are we talking about?
Low, like 7.
Okay. All right. What about cohumulo?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, wow.
What about what Doc said?
Zero cohumulo.
Is that good? Do we like that, Doc?
We do.
Yes.
Like
No, we do
Low
like that.
cohumulo.
What about myrcene? What's the content of myrcene?
I hope it's high.
Oh, yeah. So it's very oily. Very
Okay.
greasy.
Yes.
All right.
A lot of that stuff.
Very aromatic.
You're turning me on here, Tasty.
Yeah, maybe I should give it a
That's also a feature of his
We'll have
hop.
to go up to Oregon State.
Yeah.
That's an aphrodisiac.
Yeah.
You smell it, and that's when the naked parties start.
Right, yeah.
You drop extra pellets into beers and things happen.
You got tastied.
Called
I just tasted this chick at the bar.
Called the pellet dropper. It's
Oh my god.
going to be a whole thing.
Yeah.
Whatever.
I'm not getting it. I've only got one routine. I can switch.
You know, I
Can't teach this dog any more tricks.
One trick.
Dog will hunt. Look, I don't want to say anything out of school, but I know a hop grower who's just starting out.
Well, you need the genetic guy that's crossing and doing.
His
all
name
that
is
stuff.
Miles. Maybe we can get something going.
There you go.
And you know what I mean? It'll take like 5 years or something like that for a hop to produce or whatever.
Yep.
From like a thing, right, Sean? Am I making this shit up?
No, it actually, to get to market, it takes 10 years.
So you're saying it might come out posthumously?
Yeah. It'd be like a Oscar
not
for
nice.
when Robin Williams wins the Oscar next year.
Well, isn't he?
Okay, that's way too soon.
Too soon, yeah.
What? They can't give him the Oscar 5 years from now. It's got to be next year.
Right. Should be next year. Yeah. All right, speaking of next year, we're going to take a break. I don't know what that
I'm
means.
going to check my doctor.
Very smooth transition.
So, what do you think about this hop thing? Should I do this and bring it around?
How many hops do you think I could release?
Yeah, I don't want to talk to your doctor. You should talk to your mortician. We're going to take a break, and then when we come back, Bev, what I want to do is have more beers.
Nope.
Shit. Maybe we'll have 2 or 3 beers.
Could we have more
Run
beers?
through them all?
Beers.
Anyway, we'll be right back. It's a session. Stay with us.
You're listening to the Brewcasters. The Brewcasters on the Brewing Network.
Hey, dude, you know what beer this is?
Oh, no, all the labels are falling off.
Yeah, or the ink is run.
Well, if it's a pale ale, you're good, but stay away from the quote-unquote Belgian.
Oh, man, this guy needs to get some grog tags.
Grog tags are reusable, write-on, wipe-off, commercial-grade bottle labels for your brew. The guys at Grog Tag are homebrewers. They wanted great-looking, sturdy labels for your bottles, buckets, carboys, kegs, and growlers. They also wanted a label that not only looks good, but can be easily removed and reapplied during bottling without that nasty glue residue being left behind. No residue, water-resistant, and ice chest approved. Grog tags stay on in water or an ice chest, and they stay legible. Visit grogtag.com to customize your label or coaster from dozens of different templates for free and see how awesome your bottles can look.
It's that pseudo-Belgian.
Yeah, we're getting him some grog tags, dude.
Grog Tag. At least your beer will look good. grogtag.com.
That's it. I've had it. I am never putting hops in my beer again.
What? Why?
It's just too ridiculous. Insane prices, stupid contracts, high shipping costs, crappy selection.
Dude, you need Nico Brew.
Nico Brew will rock your f***ing face right the f*** off your f***ing
skull. $5 shipping to all 50 states. Plus fantastic international rates get you low prices on Nico Brew's great selection of hops and more. Whether you're a home brewer, a pro brewer, or a homebrew shop owner, Nico Brew can get you the hops you need in increments big and small. Single orders, spot buys, or full contracts. And there's only one place to join the uber special secret elite bare bones club where you'll get the best deals anywhere.
Holy shit!
NicoBrew.com. NIKOBREW. Nico Brew, your bare bones buddy in the brewing business. Do you know the 3 most important rules in brewing? Sanitation, sanitation, and sanitation. And no one does it better than 5-Star Chemicals. 5-Star knows sanitation. You can only sanitize clean equipment. And 5-Star knows how to clean, too. For craft brewers and home brewers, 5-Star has what you need to keep your fermenters, serving tanks, kegs, and draft lines sparkling and free of any beer-spoiling bacteria. PBW, caustic, acid cleaners, Star San, SanaClean, lubricants and defoamers, pH stabilizers, and more. 5-Star Chemicals has cleaning supplies, safety supplies, heat exchangers, pumps, hoses, and valves. And 5-Star is proud to offer eco-friendly products that exceed customer expectations. If you have a cleaning problem, you need the 5-Star solution. Visit 5starchemicals.com or call 800-782-7019. 800-782-7019 and get the 5-Star treatment today.
Hi, this is Brandon from Drake's Brewing Company here to warn you about the impending apocalypse. This year, we're unleashing our 4 Horsemen on Saturday, January 23rd from 12 to 6 p.m. at Drake's in San Leandro. In addition to the return of Apocalypse Double IPA and Black Label Triple IPA, we're adding the next 2 riders, Red Label and White Label. In case you thought Apocalypse Day couldn't get any bigger, you thought wrong. We invited more than a dozen of our favorite West Coast breweries to pour hard-to-find double and triple IPAs, including Cellarmaker, Russian River, Boneyard, Beechwood, and many more. Pre-sale tickets are on sale now and start at just $25. Black Label is limited to 6 bottles per person. Go to drinkdrakes.com for more info and brace yourself. The end is beer.
Williams Brewing is your online resource for prompt delivery of quality home brewing supplies. Since 1979, Williams Brewing has offered the finest equipment and the freshest ingredients, backed by the best customer service in the business. Do you like to mash using efficient fly sparging, but would like an easy way to heat your strike and sparge water? Enter the new Brewer's Edge electric mash water heater, a plug-in, anywhere, precisely controlled heater for strike and sparge water. Ditch the fumes and second burner and make mashing easy. Go to williamsbrewing.com today and browse their vast selection. That's williamsbrewing.com. Orders placed by 4 p.m. Pacific Time weekdays ship the same day. Brewing is easy the Williams way.
Are you looking for a simple brewing system that's great for all grain brewing, but everything on the market seems to be full of compromises? Blickman Engineering has the answer. The Blickman Brew Easy All Grain Brewing System. The Brew Easy is a complete system with easy upgrades and a beautiful compact design, perfect for any size brewing location. At its core, the Brew Easy is built on 2 gorgeous Blickman Boilermaker brew kettles, a high-temperature March pump, and either a top-tier gas burner or the new Boil Coil electric heater. The Brew Easy adapter lid allows the pots to stack on top of each other, forming an efficient, strong, and compact brewing setup that comes in 5, 10, and 20-gallon batch sizes. Upgrade your Brew Easy system with full automated control by adding a Blickman Tower of Power temp controller, and make moving around easy with the Blickman Kettle Cart. The Brew Easy is modular. If you already own a Boilermaker kettle, you can build your Brew Easy by purchasing just the modules you need. The new Brew Easy all-grain brewing system. See it today at BlickmanEngineering.com and brew with Blickman quality on your new Brew Easy.
You're tuned into this session because life's too short to listen to crappy radio.
All right, everyone. Thanks for sticking with us. Had a little dinner break, but we're back. But before we get going, Sean, let me ask you a question. Are you getting enough?
Maybe.
Yeah, good answer. I bet you'd love more, right?
Of course.
All right. Well, AdamandEve.com wants to give you more with 10 free gifts.
How many?
10.
Wow, that's a lot of gifts.
Not 9.
Not 5.
All free?
Not 5. Yes,
All
one for each
free.
finger, Joe. That's right. This is why I suggested you read the copy, because you
can't read.
You can ad-lib very well. What if I whisper it and then you repeat after me?
Like telephone?
Whoa.
With 10 free gifts.
I do.
I have a lot of glyphs. What? I don't. With 10 free gifts, first you'll get a sexy surprise for her.
Ooh.
Second, a specially selected toy for him, whoever that might be.
Oh.
And third, a little something that AdamandEve.com know that you'll both enjoy. Plus, you'll get 6 full-length adult movies on DVD. Not VHS, because VHS, not even beta or Laserdisc.
What if you only need stuff for him?
When is Blu-ray going to hit the porn industry?
I don't know. Some of these porn people up close, you may not want it. I don't know.
Well, not the older. Not your old
DVD
favorite.
is high def enough.
Yeah,
porn.
even DVD, some are scary.
That's true. I don't want to. Never mind. And number 10, free shipping on your entire order, Doc. What do you think of that? Free shipping.
I like free.
You're divorced now.
What do you mean by shipping?
Quote. It is in quotes, which is weird. See, you can see. You can see.
I can see.
I know.
Read.
I know punctuation. I just can't.
Yeah.
So what do you have to do to get your 10 free gifts? It's not hard. It says it's not hard. And
It's not working.
And I kind of want to say yet,
But once you get your shipment.
Oh, yeah, it is.
Yeah. Just go to AdamandEve.com and select any Doc. A stiff wind will get Doc going in these days.
Oh, yeah.
Just go to AdamandEve.com and select any one item. It could be an adventurous new toy, a sexy piece of lingerie, or anything else you desire. Just enter offer code BNARMY, that's BNARMY, at checkout, and you get all 10 free gifts, free shipping, all that kind of stuff. Go check it out, AdamandEve.com. 10 free gifts, free shipping, enter code BNARMY. That's BNARMY, Adam and Eve.
Did you mention the 10 free DVDs of anything you want?
One for each finger.
Oh,
one for each finger. So you can put the DVDs on your finger,
nice.
Like the ultimate jazz.
Can we can mix up categories and genre?
Yeah, remember when we used to go through and give everyone our favorite genres?
Let's go around the room. Beardy?
You heard the man, Beardy. Do it.
Shaven.
Pretty good.
I'm a little uncomfortable now.
Especially with.
All right, Doc, don't drop the segment.
Right.
You took it over.
Go for it.
Yeah.
Oh, is there like a beer part, like beer slots, like beer slots 9, or? Like,
I'll bet there is.
that like a thing?
There is
Yeah.
now.
Is there
Beer
category-
wenches.
I think
Brewing
it's taking over everything. I mean, there's got to be like some industry overlap.
That should be the new Pizza Port. They're branching out into media.
Listen, we are a family establishment. You can't say that stuff.
Oh,
We
but on
can
the Brewing
now.
Network, you can.
It's our radio show. We can do whatever we want.
Brewing Network is not a family establishment.
Right. Okay, let's move on. Let's get to the beer, because that's what we have in front of us, Sean.
Wait, so I'm the only one who had to say the category?
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah.
We got a really...
And I said beer,
It died
not
right
beer,
there.
by the way.
Right.
Beer. Get it?
Well, clearly.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Clear. Nothing's very clear for you, Warren.
No.
It's fine. What do we have in front of us? Bev, we have a bunch of beer.
A whole
You
bunch
have
of beer.
all of them. So
We have all of them.
Yeah.
I thought there were
Okay.
6 here.
We had one.
Oh, we already had one. That's right.
Yeah, we had the shark
We had the
bite.
shark bite.
Shark
Well,
bite.
all of them.
While you were sleeping.
Are these in order? Sean, do you know these off the top of your head? Because I have a feeling Bev didn't write down the order in which they were presented.
It
No,
looks like
I saw
Gringo, Swami's, Fish, Kook,
Yep.
Suavecito.
That's exactly what it was.
Yep.
Wow.
But not all of ours are in your order.
That's probably also true.
I can tell because mine do not match hers.
Okay, well, I think mine is in order of SRM a little bit, sort of. Well, no, what is yours? Okay, the first one is the lightest one. What is this one, Joe?
Gringo.
Gringo.
Of course, it's the lightest.
Right.
Racist.
Oh, man.
Sean, tell us about this beer.
Gringo is our hoppy wit beer. We just did. We have
hoppy wit beer?
Yeah.
What the hell's wrong with you down there?
Are you serious?
We got to put hops in everything, man.
No, it's a great idea, but like, who
He's
would
got the
ever
hot
do that?
contract. He's got to use it.
Right. Well, it's true.
Now you got to get another one.
Yeah, exactly.
He also had a wheat contract.
It's true. It's clear for a wit beer, is it not?
Yeah, it is
traditional wit beer.
unfiltered. It probably just cleared up in the keg.
Okay.
But yeah,
San Diego wit.
yeah. So we used It's a traditional wit, like with the malt. So we use a lot of wheat, unmalted wheat, Pilsner, some acidulated, and then we used, the traditional spices of orange and coriander. We added grapefruit peel, and then we used it's all hopped with Citra and lemon drop to sort of enhance the citrus flavor.
Okay, all right.
And we used the Celis yeast from BSI.
Okay.
So it has definitely like a peppery, the Belgian spiciness character, but.
And that's from the yeast. That's not any adjuncts or anything you put in?
Nope. Yeah.
Okay. Wow.
So.
Hey, you get that that grapefruity kind of a thing going on. You don't really like that, Doc, but does it work here, do you think?
Well, this is the first beer I had when I walked in the place. I had a pint of it, and I thought it was just wonderful. And I'm not a hoppy kind of person. And
thanks,
Doc. And it just actually the partners a lot of hops in there, Doc. You ain't gonna like that. And I actually really did like it.
You're like, don't tell me what I am and won't like.
Yeah. Then it was really nice.
Do you consider yourself a witty guy?
Yeah.
Okay.
You like wit beers?
Love them.
Yeah.
Love making them. Love drinking them. I love adulterating them.
With hops?
Oh, yeah.
He's down with it.
We got
Relax
puns.
over there.
We got puns over here.
I'm going to need you guys to stop.
We're having fun, Bev.
Yeah. Someone else can get shut down by Bevo, apparently.
Yeah. Maybe you forgot what fun looks like.
Right.
I have, yeah.
Yeah. That's true.
It's because I look in this direction a lot.
You're looking into a mirror.
So, what do you know what yeast you used on? I mean, I know you know. This seems more Belgian than witty sort of character to it.
Yeah, we used the Celis yeast from BSI. I think they call it El Diablo or something like that.
Okay.
It acts.
And Celis, Pierre Celis. That's the only thing I know.
Yeah. So
Who is that man? He's a French guy, I guess.
He brought back the Belgian, but he brought back the white beer.
Okay.
Started Hoegaarden, and
that's right. Yeah.
So
That's a good
Texas,
yeast strain,
right?
man.
It's it worked out really well. It ferments really vigorously. They call it El Diablo because it basically explodes out of the fermenter. But
I'm so hungry.
it is. It's a happy yeast.
Starving.
El Diablo, the crazy chicken.
What?
We add a few words in there, but sure. Hey, artistic license.
No, it was
totally fine.
To each his own.
It was from Talladega Nights.
Oh,
movie reference.
You saw that?
Oh.
Yeah,
that's cool.
If you're not first, you're last.
Yes.
Yeah. All right. Did you have any problems like that with fermentation with this strain?
No, it fermented in like 2 or 3 days.
Did you email them back? You're like, I don't know what the fuck you guys are doing over there, but us American brewers know how to handle this shit.
No. You want we want a beer that's done quickly, and you want the rapid fermentation. It means the yeast happy and healthy.
Okay.
What do you think? What do you think if you had restrained it somehow, like fermented at a lower temperature?
We did. Yeah, we fermented at 65.
That's still pretty low.
Yeah. So
and even then it raged.
For a wit, that's pretty low.
Belgians, you can let them go.
Okay.
Turn the
well, yeah, I guess I don't know. I don't really think of wit beers as Belgian beers, but I guess they are. I mean, by definition.
Do you filter your beers?
We have a centrifuge, yeah.
Okay.
So, but this we just let this go unfiltered. But yeah, it cleaned up on its own.
Oh wow.
But, yeah.
How long from brew day to package was it to drop this clear? Because it's pretty clear.
It's been on. We packaged it maybe a month ago. So yeah, it might have been. It's been in the keg a while, but the bottom of the keg will probably be a chunky pint.
It's a good thing you're not cleaning kegs anymore.
So how popular is it?
Oh, it's almost sold out. Yeah,
Yeah,
it went
I
over
bet.
really well.
Yeah. It's just.
I mean, it's a spicy IPA essentially, but
it's really light.
The citrus
and
notes.
the citrus notes are really good. So I can see people just pounding through this.
I like it as a food beer too. Like it's got a lot of
What do you
really
mean?
good. Well, it's just there's.
You mean
so many,
instead of lunch?
That's what I'm assuming she's meaning. But
I'll call it breakfast, but no, there's so many different characteristics. It's like pretty complex for what it is. So there's a lot of flavors that you can work with there.
Prevent scurvy. You know.
How did you put the citrus in here? The peels and such.
So we at 15 minutes left in the boil.
Okay.
And paint straining bags from Home Depot. Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
FDA
It works
approved.
well. Yes. They're boiled.
There's a Prop 65 warning on every bottle, but it's fine. Don't worry
It's
about
just
it.
a warning.
Right.
You know, it's just,
Life causes cancer.
It doesn't say don't.
They weren't used paint straining.
Because it has. I mean, it's a really subtly infused beer. And I know there's a lot of breweries that kind of try to do this, but it doesn't. I don't know. It doesn't blend as well. You know what I mean? It's not a very heavy hand. It's a very light hand, but there's just the right amount.
It's refreshing. That's the thing. It's just.
What's the ABV on this deal?
5.2.
Oh man!
So it was a little high, but for a wit,
that's great.
Yeah, very drinkable. Good for San Diego.
Yeah.
And then
good enough for San Diego.
One of our brewers, he grew up on a farm in just north of San Diego in Valley Center, and his family grows a ton of organic citrus and all types of crops. That's where we send our spent grain, actually.
Oh wow!
But yeah, Shaner Farms and Steely Farms, they're in-laws, and yeah, they grow a ton of the local produce for San Diego. So we got the grapefruit from them. We use dried orange peel, actually.
Okay.
We got it from SF Herb Company.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah. And I like them a lot. But yeah,
Do they have
fresh.
Do they have animals? What do they do with the grain if they grow produce?
Yeah, they have cattle as well.
Oh, okay.
So yeah,
they like the smell.
Oh, just of rotting grain.
The rotting grain.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, sure.
Yeah, 3 or 4 days.
Yeah.
They pile it up in front of the house.
Nothing makes grapefruit grow faster than rotting grain.
That's right.
Yeah.
They actually use it as insulation for their house.
Oh.
Yeah. It's the whole thing.
They must have a big house.
Okay, what's this next beer we have? Jill, you're the beer expert.
Yeah, she knows all about Swami's.
Oh,
Is this Swami's? That's what this is?
It's Swami's. Swami's was the first IPA that we made at our Solana Beach location. So, surf spot up the street. It's behind this self-realization temple. So
of course it is.
Yeah. Listen.
Yeah.
So they named the spot Swami's after the temple. When the surf gets big in the winter, that's where it gets really big.
Okay.
But
all right.
most of our old school beers are named, other than Shark Bite, which was Shark Bite, so still very oceanic, if you will. A lot of stuff named after surf
I will
spots.
too, oceanic.
And I will.
Yeah, do the surfers avoid the shark bite before they go out?
Think about it.
No? Well, they're surfers.
Yeah. It's water. They're living. But Swami's, it had a more traditional hop bill. When we went to production with it, we modified it a little bit. We added Citra, we added Simcoe, like some of the more newer varietals, but it's just got...
Why is that?
Just to be a little more contemporary. I mean, the beer is still really approachable. If you guys have tried it, I wouldn't call it a balanced IPA, but it's definitely not a hop bomb. It's still very hop forward, but it's something that it's crushable. You can have 2 or 3 of them, and it's not overwhelmingly acidic. It's not a lot of alpha, but it's still kind of definitively, this is the West Coast IPA. So,
how long have you guys been brewing this particular beer?
Probably over 20 years.
Yeah.
Over 20 years. And so that's a good point. How do you keep it contemporary? How do you keep it fresh and have people still wanting it? But I mean, do you get so you said you changed the hop bill.
Yeah.
Do you have people going, what the fuck? You changed my beer. I loved the way it was, because there's always going to be someone crying on the internet or anywhere saying this is what I like. Yeah. So how do you keep it up to date but still in demand? I mean, that seems like a pretty hard job.
Yeah, it was. Obviously, you don't want to change. It's like an icon down in San Diego. So,
yeah.
But anytime you add Citra and Simcoe to something, people don't complain. So.
That's the magic combo.
If they do, they get used to it. And the fact is that autonomy, again, now Solana can brew all these different IPAs, so they're going to find one that they like.
Mm-hmm.
So we just are thankful for their patience with it, because, there's a lot of people, it's like a very generational thing at Pizza Port. You get a lot of people that when they were kids, their parents taught them to surf, brought them to Pizza Port, got them a slice of pizza, gave them some money to play video games, and they drank an IPA. Mm-hmm. Now those kids are parents, and the same thing's happening again. So it's that
cool.
mixture of nostalgia and a good product, and that's kind of what makes it so special. It's very heartwarming to see that kind of stuff.
I think the original was basically a hopped up version Vince tried to imitate Sierra Nevada Pale,
yeah.
So it was a little more dark, had some dark crystal malts in it.
Oh wow! So this has changed quite a bit from its inception.
20 years.
Yeah. Try to keep with the citrus piney.
Yeah, I kind of get like a hop candy. Assuming my beers are in order.
Oh,
I'm
you might be
tasting the
drinking
same.
Kook, but
Kook
is just kind of like Swami's big brother.
Thanks, Bebo.
No, I think you got it.
Yeah, I think you got it right.
Yeah, you're good.
Does this beer come in cans that they have Swami?
Yeah, this is our top selling beer.
Oh, your flagship canned beer, beer in general, flagship beer.
Yeah, cool. We weren't sure how. It was tricky. Obviously, getting back to the hop contract, you don't know what the sales are going to be like initial years, so we just had all this kind of surplus sitting, and Swami's is taking off. It's pretty cool to see.
I can see why.
There's so many great IPAs in the market, though, that you think you put an IPA out there and you don't know Like we've been brewing
Yeah,
beer
like Sculpin-
for a long time, and we're like, we're just going to add this to the market, and we don't really know how well it's going to sell, and now it's 60% of the beer we sell.
I wonder that all the time. I thought for sure a couple years ago, IPAs, people are going to get so fucking bored of them, and we're going to go back to like Pilsners or Kolsch's or whatever, and session this and session that. And I guess to a certain extent, people have embraced the session beer, but now it's the session IPA, so it's not really. But how do you keep? And it seems like the constant question. How do you keep IPAs interesting?
Just the new hop varieties, I think.
Is it the hop growers keeping the style alive, do you think?
Maybe. I don't. It's the public. You know better than I do, but...
Yeah, I mean, I said it before, like you can have 20 beers on draft, 13 of them are IPAs, and it's still going to draw more velocity than those other 7 taps.
People want whatever's new. Like,
yeah.
It's nice to actually see like our flagship taking off and selling well, because... You go to bars and like they're like the manager's like, well, what do you have that's new? Like I've had so you're always trying to like
you're reminding them that this beer isn't new, but it's tried and true. This beer's old enough to drink. Like you're going to sell this keg in 3 days.
It'll drink itself.
It'll drink itself, and if not, I'll drink it. But, right. But I think the thing too in San Diego specifically is like there's so many IPAs, but anytime you're drinking local, it happens here. It's like every neighborhood is developing itself, and there's nothing as good as a clean, fresh IPA.
Well, what's it like up here? What's the IPA scene like up here?
Tasty, I don't know. Doc and I stay far away.
No, we've got it good. We've got 4 or 5 local breweries that are making excellent IPA.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, when I'm up here, I definitely drink whatever local and fresh I can get.
Does the general public up here like? It's IPA central.
Yeah, it's IPA. I mean, I think
it's what sells.
Right, it's what sells. I mean, it's pretty much. I wonder if it's different from SoCal, in that maybe we have a little bit different styles. Because I think when I go out, which is very rare, I'll see a Kolsch a little more often, or I'll see these different other styles that's not an IPA.
Steam beer.
Steam beer. Tons of steam beer. Yep.
I've had 7 today.
Steam beer. Love it. I don't know. I would think in a market like San Diego, it'd be hard to compete on any level.
Yeah.
You said 117 breweries with 40. Right.
40 under development, yeah.
Under development. I mean, so what? By the end of the year, maybe 200? Maybe? I don't know. Who knows? How do you... I don't know. Did you guys... Have you struggled, do you think, in there? Or with your brand, you have got a lot of horsepower behind that.
We do, but we've always been so stoked for everybody else,
Yeah.
So the fact that we get to have guest beers on and we get to do stuff with the community and we, that's what it's about. And that's kind of the concept behind drinking local is supporting your friends and drinking fresh beer. And we're very lucky. It's just funny because instead of bars opening all the time, it's tasting rooms opening all the time, which is great.
Or like dive bars are installing 20 taps.
Totally, ripping out their draft systems.
Wow.
And there's, 30 reps that come by every day that want to sell them some beer. So there's no shortage of awesome beer. There's no shortage of fresh beer.
And even like by volume, it's still not like we still have a lot of room to grow in San Diego. Like by volume, I think it's
really?
like 20% craft. It's pretty wild. Like there's a lot of.
What do you think the number is going to have to be in San Diego of breweries for it being a little more work to sell a beer now?
I don't think it's the number of breweries as much as the quality of beer and the volume of beer. I worry a lot about people growing too fast. People are like, you guys exploded. I'm like, dude, it took us 30 years.
For sure. Yeah.
We opened in 87.
I'm like, those tanks are almost 30 years old, right?
Yeah. Those are people who live like in Ukiah that come down to the to the Bay Area once a year and go, Pizza Port, never heard of it.
Right.
Yeah, and I mean, there's
San
people
Francisco,
there's people in East County, San Diego that have never heard of it, and that's
really
cool. It's fun to talk about because, like, well, if you go to the beach, like, this is a really there's so much more to it. Then I mentioned it before, like the nostalgia aspect of it is so special, and like you're talking about brewing, right? Like it's something that's transcended time and place and culture and civilization, and it's been designed to bring people together and create these experiences. So as long as that 117 breweries can open and do that and take care of each other, then it's sustainable. And it'll be
sure.
The tasting room model is really what's most of these breweries are small, 5-barrel, 10-barrel systems.
Yeah.
And they're able to operate a tasting room, and it's new breweries. They're packed on Friday and Saturday night, no matter where they're in the middle of an industrial park in the middle of nowhere, and it's packed on a Friday.
But does that last, or is it like you said? Everyone wants the new thing. So they go to the new brewery in the new light industrial area, and then Are they still pushing growth 2 years later? I wonder. I don't know.
It'll be interesting to see how things play out in the next 5 or 10 years. I know that when I go to the bar in San Diego, I look for a beer. Like, typical bar has about 24 handles. Most of them rotate. A lot of them are, like I mentioned earlier, loyal to a brand, and they'll just rotate through.
Mm-hmm.
There are different styles. The first beer I drink is, I'd say 90% of the time, something I've never had before. And the second beer I drink, 90% of the time, is something I've had many times. So
that's a good mix.
It's good because, you're always...
The variety's there, but then they have their regular...
And that's important. So it's finding that balance and making sure that everything is sustainable. And it'll be interesting to see what happens in the next however many years. I mean, you're seeing two kind of paths right now. You're seeing people that have brewed for a long time, and now they have their own investors and they have their own place, and they're out the gate, super clean beer. I mean, Jeff Bagby.
Yeah.
Guy makes the best, cleanest beer on the planet.
Oh,
I live
man.
a mile south of him. It's amazing.
Yeah, we were lucky to camp next to their campsite at the Firestone Fest.
Right.
So we had Bagby beer all the time.
I was on the other side of you.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thanks.
Oh, you're welcome.
Thanks for noticing.
I think Rare Barrel was right there, too. Like,
Rare Barrel's on the other side.
And then maybe Boneyard?
Boneyard.
They were down the way a little bit.
Did they bring their RV?
They had motorcycles.
Yeah.
Oh, no, that was the year before. Oh, my God, it's all the same year.
It's all the same year now, yeah.
And you were there? And you were there?
But I don't know who you were.
Sean, you mentioned that 20% of the people in San Diego drink craft. Where do people drink that don't like craft? Is there a place for them? Because every place I've been in San Diego, even if it's a place you don't expect to have a great draft list, they do have one. Because that's what people want.
They have to.
Yeah. And then, the Coors Light, Bud Light handles are still...
They still have those.
They're still there.
There's more Sculpin handles than Coors Light handles in San Diego right now.
That makes sense.
And that was like 6 months ago.
Correct me if I'm wrong. Isn't like Portland, like over 50? They've gone over the hump that more than half the beer sold there is craft.
I think it's local beer too.
Yeah, they're super. I mean, that is amazing. Like, it's super strong, and it's a market that, and I don't really ever look at wanting to sell beer there, because when I go there, I just want to drink local beer. I mean, that's kind of how I feel everywhere I go. But what they've built is so amazing. Yeah. It's the whole point of a local brewery.
Well, it seems like San Diego area is getting to be the Portland of California. Not that I don't want to make that the comparison, but I mean, 100. You're going to have over 150 breweries
less
this year.
clubs. Go on.
That's a lot. Yeah, less. Well, that's the downside. But I mean, that's gotta be hard to sell beer. I mean, but apparently it's not.
To get a tap handle, it's really it's almost impossible.
It's hard.
But if you're just selling full pints out of your tasting room, you can make a lot more money that way.
That's where it is.
Over the bar.
Okay.
How many of the 114 breweries down there are your guys' size-ish or bigger?
Probably only like 20 or 30.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or less.
So you got all the small guys?
We've doubled the last 2 or 3 years. I mean, 2 or 3 years ago, it was like 50. But the other path, besides the people that have been brewing for a long time, is you see a lot of investors getting behind it because they realize the economic implications of craft beer in the community, right? And the amount of jobs and everything that's going on.
Is that sales code for it makes money?
Beer makes money.
Okay.
They want to invest to sell out in a
have
few
my
years.
money. Hey, no. What I'm saying, though, is you get a lot of homebrewers who are
that
really
archery company.
Right. Not going to name any names.
Right.
Homebrewers. So you get a lot of homebrewers who are really, really talented homebrewers, and instead of doing those years of apprenticeship and those years of washing kegs, they find investors are like, I will give you all this money, and here's a 10-barrel system, and go and do it.
Yeah.
So that's going to be interesting to see, because I'm a terrible brewer, but I do understand that whole, you got to dump a 10-barrel batch of beer a couple times before you get it right, So it's, we've had some really, really awesome beer, and there's a couple of misses. I mean, it's the law of averages,
all good
right?
breweries dump beer.
Yeah.
Sure.
Well, I just mean in general, like in San Diego, there's a lot of great beer being made, and there are some misses. I mean, that's just the way it works.
And like you say, a lot of these guys are, I think you're implying, a lot of these guys are really just coming from home brewing. They've never done production brewing.
And it works for some people,
and
for sure.
If they have a palate, great. If they have a good sense of process, great. And if they know something about recipe, that's great. But if they're missing one of those, they're not going to be very good beer for a long time.
The tri-clamps. You got to worry about
that. If you burn yourself and die, then you're not going to have very good. It's not going to work that well.
But a lot of people, I mean, it's survival of the fittest. They'll work their way out. It'll be great. The good brewers will always be able to brew.
But you have to have a business model that supports, the slow growth that you're putting yourself into, because your beer's not that good.
There's a company in San Diego that's starting brew pubs without any brewers right now. They're building...
What?
They're building. They're buying restaurants
pretty much.
and putting systems in there without any brewers. They know it'll be filled. It's wild.
Oh, they're creating jobs
It's
essentially
like
in a market that
brew systems.
Wow.
Like 4 buildings next, or like one building, 4 different establishments next to each other with 5-barrel brew system or whatever in there. It's like an instant tasting room. So you have your draft system, you have everything set up, and you rent the building as a whole.
But they're throwing down the money for
if you want to be a brewer, you rent the space.
Yeah.
Come in, brew your beer.
It's like those rent-to-office joints or whatever.
Huh.
Rent a kitchen.
But it's a permanent brewery. So
Sure,
they're
but
just like it's wild right now.
I guess that's
interesting.
I don't even know
For
what to
business
think about
development,
that.
that's a great idea.
Yeah, it's kinda like
but
Because the capital is the biggest hurdle.
Like a small business lab where you can come in, test, see how good you are, see if it sells. And
It's almost like a brewery co-op kind of thing.
do it like chops.
There's a couple of those in San Francisco.
I'm just kidding.
Sort of.
Good God.
There's a
What
lot
were
of
you saying,
beers in
Tasty?
here.
There's a couple of those in San Francisco. They're doing just that.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they're.
This is
letting
news to me.
Letting homebrewers come in and make their beer and sell it at their under their license.
Yeah. How's that going?
I don't know. It's all new to me. I haven't seen it yet.
Where's your
my thing?
Pay to play.
Your thing, baby.
My thing is what?
I don't know.
I don't care about anything about. I don't know. I don't know. I have no plans to do anything really.
All right.
Maybe sell a few T-shirts.
Stickers.
I'm working on it as a tasty tap handle.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
I got that in development. Wouldn't that be cool? Like have like a
I don't know.
regular taste.
Yeah.
It'll be. You also get a bobblehead version too if you like. It'll be like
A bobblehead, I would
Pretty
go
cool,
for.
right?
Yeah.
And 5 pounds of the tasty hop.
Yeah. Which is a Class C controlled substance, so you can't.
Right. Yeah, 5 pounds is a lot.
Yeah, you don't want to get caught with
so
it.
dang.
That's their annual.
Okay.
How dang
Personal
is
use.
it? It's personal use. All right, what's this next beer?
The fish. So this is one of
Fish.
Fish.
The fish.
The fish. One of our brewers
I love that
has
color,
a handlebar mustache and the
We'll call that a
construction.
porn stage.
Just
Here.
one of
Yeah, the construction guys called him catfish.
He
Catfish
also
hunter.
shapes a lot of surfboards that
And they
are
got-
fish-shaped surfboards, so that works too. But
Got shortened from catfish to fish.
Okay.
So this is his beer. The 3 dominant hops are Pacific Jade from New Zealand and Citra and Centennial.
Okay.
So the Pacific Jade has like a stone fruit character, and then
like an apricot
exactly
kind of a deal.
Yeah.
Is that hard to get to?
Yes.
Yes. Right. Maybe I'll get a container of that too.
Yeah. When you're down there,
Are you getting all these hops to then resell Tasty on the gray market?
We'll take over the market.
you get a discount.
Yeah, I got a letter of credit and everything.
Got a tasty count.
I got a letter of credit.
Yeah.
Do you have an LLC?
Yeah.
What is it?
Well, I can't tell you. You're gonna like.
Why not?
I just have one. Just know that.
Right.
don't worry about it.
But what's it called?
Don't worry about it.
He's going to pull up in his Forerunner with a loaded full of hops and be how much
What's
you want.
weird is I'm running into all these brewers, and they're all going to be down there doing the same thing. I mean, not that I'm doing it, but I'm just kidding. But
Right.
they're actually going to be down there trying to get hops that they don't have a contract for, trying to meet the farmers and stuff.
Yeah,
They really.
buy direct.
So how are you getting back? Slow freighter?
He's getting on the Labruski.
It's not in a suitcase, Joe.
We're picking him up.
On 40 feet of
I'm
hops.
going to rent a container. I'm going to like load this thing up.
Refrigerated?
Oh, yeah.
All right.
Reefer.
You would, too. You would do that.
TastyHops.com. Well, when he rented it, it said reefer.
You register that
I'm
URL
gonna
right
buy
now.
that fucking URL right now. Tasty.
That way he has to buy it from you.
You would.
The tastiest.
I like this IPA. It smells great because it doesn't smell. It smells. I don't know. Approachable is the right word. Like for me, honestly, I don't like IPAs because just alcohol. I like to drink beer, and I can't handle the alcohol. I'm a pussy. But the smell is very approachable to me as an IPA. Like it's not like it doesn't send up warning flags.
Yeah,
you're in the right. You're in the same boat with me, Doc.
Yeah, I like the real floral and stone fruit's great. You know that.
Is that the Pacific Jade?
Yep. I don't want my palate to be just dead.
Yeah, you're not mad at it. You want to drink with it.
I'm not mad at you either.
Do you want to be able to have more than one?
Yeah, absolutely.
It's a good business model.
It's very.
It is better to sell 2 than 1.
That's absolutely right. All right, so that was
science.
the fish. Yeah. And then what is this one? The kook?
Kook. Yeah. You want to take this one, Joe?
This is a kook. This is a kook.
Do you guys know what a kook is?
Yeah.
No. Well, a crazy person.
Well,
like
here's
a
a
cell phone
picture.
cover.
This is yes.
Someone who doesn't know what they're doing.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh,
like the surfer term
the
for
surfer place.
The surfer term for a dude that don't know what he's
Growing
doing.
up in Santa Cruz, I knew what that was. I just didn't know if you were talking
It's
about the
a
slang.
move. I see. It's a position on the board.
No, that's goofy.
Listen, easy,
Oh, you're talking
easy
about
on the
hanging
goofy
10?
foot, all right? No, kook is someone that is in the water or pretty much doing anything that doesn't know what they're doing but acts like they know what they're doing.
This entire radio station.
Myself included, yeah. There's a statue in Cardiff, which is just north of Solana Beach, and it's this like young surfer, this 16-foot tall bronze statue that the city built and thought it was going to be amazing, and everyone was like, "Look at that kook!" So now it's
He's
called
like-
the Cardiff Kook.
He's
Yeah.
not. He clearly has never surfed before.
His form is all
He's
terrible.
killing it. He's basically killing it.
So he made our can.
Yeah, Sean decided to brew a beer and name it after him.
The kook.
The kook. No, but it's a double IPA, but it's 8.5%. It's kind of like Swami's big brother in that it's deceptively smooth. Again, you get that approachable characteristic to it.
I would not. I just had a sip. I would not have guessed it was a double IPA.
We're kind of mean. We put it in 6-packs. Like 16-ounce 6-packs.
That's kind of fucked up.
Yeah, it's rude.
Yeah.
We're like, you know what? Drink 4.
That's the party right there.
I like it.
Yeah, 2 and I'm pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
But
What are you guys, a kook or something?
Good one.
Yeah, I know what it is, right?
all these beers are like I designed them a little bit to be drinking like out of a can. Like that's what
Okay.
most people are gonna drink our beer. Like,
what do you have to do differently? For
you just
that?
want to make it drinkable and not over the top with hops or alcohol. Do you want
Okay.
You want them. We have to sell this stuff. So
Yeah.
they have to drink more than one.
Oh, yeah, you want them to have more than
One
one.
and done. That cuts sales quite a bit.
So what do you mean? Like lower ABV than usual, or less bitter?
Just dry.
Okay.
Not a lot of booze character.
Yeah.
Not a lot of bitterness. More of a balanced
Easy
IPA.
on the palate.
Yeah, exactly.
Easy on the liver.
But still a lot of hop flavor. So this one has Amarillo, El Dorado, melon from Germany, new melon. It tastes like it's obviously called melon for a reason, but I get for some reason I get strawberries, but
I could totally see that, like
Strawberry field,
like freeze dried strawberries.
Yeah, like a strawberry pen, the marker, like an artificial strawberry.
Shit, I don't know now.
Specifically, which brand? I need to know which brand. I've
there's
puffed
only
a lot
one.
of strawberry markers.
There's only one.
And Columbus, but yeah, a lot of the more fruity beers. Or fruity hops.
The fruity hops.
Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, the key is with all good beers, I think, are dry and easy to drink. But yeah, it's all about being drinkable.
What do you think about this this new trend of the East Coast yeast slug IPAs that are on the market? Have you seen this?
No.
Fucking garbage.
Oh, the really cloudy stuff.
Yeah, it's like Heady Topper, and then but then there's another brewing company, I forget their name, that people are posting photos next to the can, and it's like you holding. It's like it's like holding up a friggin' one of the napkins. It's like tan, and you can't see through it at all. And this is what they're doing. It's what is it called? Like the New England style
the
IPA?
new yeast pitch category,
right? Where you can buy a 6-pack and dump it into your fermenter.
Is it a starter or a beer?
Right. It blurs that line.
You can't be sure.
So you don't even know what we're talking about.
Yeah, like Heady Topper, right? I'm familiar with all these. Obviously,
what is that about? Is it about? In my opinion, it looks like they just can't brew a clear beer, and so they turn a fault into a bonus.
Yeah, I think they want so much hop character in there, they don't want to filter it out.
Yeah.
But like especially for beer in a package, all that stuff is going to oxidize very quickly.
Okay.
The beer's going to go bad quick. So if you don't have these beers, like within a week, I think they're going to taste a lot different.
Within a week,
Get the lumber out.
Oh yeah,
dude.
it's super quick.
Yeah, I mean, what Heady Topper sells out in a day or whatever, right?
Right, it leaves the brewery in a day, but it doesn't get drank in a day.
Yeah, it gets traded.
That's the problem.
Yeah,
those are the scary parts. Like Pizza Port, you talk about a brewery that's been brewing for a long time, and then all of a sudden you're putting your beer in cans and sending it far away from home, and that's scary.
Yeah, right.
Because you can only have so much control once it leaves the brew house.
But also the beer trades, that's a big...
Beer trades are huge.
Big thing.
Yeah, someone just posted on either the Brewing Network Instagram or our Instagram that they just tried Swami's in Ohio. I was like, what? Awesome! Send me some Rheingeist.
Do you sell out in Ohio?
No.
That's probably our people.
I wasn't mad. I just wanted my Rheingeist.
Well, Jill at pizzaport.com should do a beer trade with you.
There you go.
Actually, you guys, I shipped some pickles this Christmas in glass containers
I'm sorry,
with
what?
a couple bottles. Pickles. I made pickles. We made pickles. It was our gift for Christmas.
Okay.
But with a couple bottles of beer, and they shattered. And
Oh, my God.
I got a call from FedEx saying that I'm now on like the high priority list because
Jesus.
I'm not a licensed alcohol seller. So I will only trade cans.
You're a shipping terrorist.
So you only get one warning, and you're done. Huh?
Oh yeah, they were like, we should
All right,
arrest
good to know, guys.
you. I was like, oh.
We have a lot of listeners.
They can't arrest you.
I'm
They're
over
FedEx.
I'm over here terrified about. I'm so upset about my pickles. I'm like, you're on Christmas FedEx.
I'm on
You
your
know?
blacklist.
Can you push the pickles through?
Seriously, they
Yeah.
colliding. I'm a terrible packer.
That's
Terrible
too
packer.
bad.
Well, obviously.
Can't win them all, guys. Can't win them all.
Why wouldn't you just, if you filter your beer before you ship it out, to me that means that you would be able to build a beer around that so you know that it's going to be good for a month.
Exactly, yeah. And like a lot of the brewers will overhop to, they know that the filtering process is going to strip some flavor out.
Sure, which is just kind of, that's what it does.
Yeah,
right?
or they're just going to sit on the shelf long enough that the hops are going to fade.
Exactly,
And
yeah.
So they kind of overcompensate for that.
Even like a clean, the best quality IPA you can get still is not going to taste
Science.
the same after a month. But,
Right, yeah.
Weird.
yeah, it's a balance. And obviously you want to make sure your distributor is taking care of your beer and it's always refrigerated. And yeah, we do canned on dates on all of our cans. So.
And you have people in your market that are checking those dates and stuff?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we pull them off the shelf. And yeah.
Wow.
So
that's pretty awesome, man. I mean, going to your pubs, it doesn't seem like you guys have this well-oiled machine. You're just this local pub. But
Whoa.
No. I mean,
You're
in a very good way.
Well,
you have this brand that's very local, that's very kind of go with the flow. But here you have people checking fucking canned on dates. Like, to me, that just, I don't know, it surprises me. I mean, I've been around Pizza Port for, 10 years or whatever, every time I go down south. I had a friend who worked there for a long time. And it's just kind of this thing. I don't know.
Yeah.
To see you guys now you're up in NorCal, you checking shit. I don't know. It's cool to see. I like it.
Yeah,
You're a
that's
distributing brewery now. That's the
Yeah.
difference.
Yeah, that's kind of the theme how it's always been. You can go in with your wetsuit and flip-flops and get, an Alpha King winning beer in a plastic pitcher. I don't know.
You serve people wearing wetsuits?
Oh, yeah, all the
At the
time.
brew
Yeah.
pub?
No, they're not wearing wetsuits. The customers are.
No, I know.
Okay.
Yeah, you serve people wearing wetsuits?
Yeah,
sometimes.
If it's winter.
I heard you guys you're able to go out on your breaks, like at the Solana Beach, I think,
Oh,
and
yeah.
you go and
When the
grab
surf's
a
good,
board
no
and
one
catch
works.
Yeah, during the Vorloff, go out.
You catch a few and come back.
Yep. I never did that.
Oh, no.
He's lying.
Yeah.
But the server's got to serve.
That's right. Except for Bressy Ranch, all the pubs are walking distance to the ocean.
That's right. Wow.
Yeah, Bressy's like 6 or 7 miles inland. In the first 6 months, we all kind of got the shakes.
No ocean breeze.
Air is so different.
Yeah, I get it.
Look at you guys,
Yeah.
It's
beach
cool.
people.
I'm
All
in the
right,
Ocean Beach. It's right there.
Beach.
That's cool.
what's the last one here? This does not look like an IPA.
No.
Your
It's a
deductive
black
reasoning
IPA.
skills are acute.
They're pretty good.
Doesn't smell like one either.
This is Suavecito. So this is
Lots of coffee.
Yeah, it's a milk stout with coffee
man.
on nitro. I love this
Smells
beer.
awesome.
Very coffee in the
So
aroma.
Super coffee.
We
right?
had sent this beer last year. We brought it during Beer Week, and then our former head brewer from Solana Beach, Devin Randall, was on, and you guys were talking about stuff. But we had this beer, so when we were talking about tonight, all the boys at the Hop Grenade said this was one of our favorite beers last year. So if you can get your hands on it, let's do it.
You got a good memory, Joe.
And I killed a guy. I killed a guy and buried him in the desert, but I got the keg here. So.
Nice.
Oh.
Hey,
Yeah, you're welcome.
you're a go-to
Don't
girl.
worry about it.
Get her done.
Don't even worry about it. Yeah.
No, but it's just super smooth. I mean, you're right. A lot of coffee.
Which is awesome. But
yeah.
if you're gonna put coffee in it, fucking do it.
And it's good coffee flavor, not like the green chili.
Yeah. How do you
flavors from
how do you
coffee.
add your
use it?
coffee to this?
We basically make cold brew in the bright tank. So once the beer's done and done conditioning and fermenting, we'll put it in the bright tank, let it soak on the beans for 24 to 40 hours.
Oh,
and
okay.
Move it to another bright.
Okay.
And yeah, that's all it takes. The cold brew, they use Portola, which is a local roasting company. We also use Bird Rock, which is like another famous roasting company in San Diego. And like all their roasts are a little bit on the lighter side, and you get the coffee is like almost acidic. You get tons of aromatic oils and everything when you roast it lower, and there's a lot of complex flavors in it. It's pretty interesting. It's a lot like hops. Like,
are you doing it on with whole beans, or
we'll do a really coarse grind?
Coarse grind.
Yeah.
Okay, and so you put that in the bright tank, transfer the beer in there, and you just let it hang out for, we'd say 48 hours?
Yeah.
Okay.
24 to 48 hours.
48.
Do the tastes and
you'll do sensory and then.
Yeah, and it's funny. It takes quick, but yeah, if you leave it on too long, you do get the tannins and everything soaking up, and it goes bad quick. So you gotta be on top of it.
Now, cold brewed coffee it's done pretty much the same way. It's done with at room or cold temperature.
Exactly.
Right?
Yeah, room temp.
And then obviously the pH of the water is a lot different than the pH of the beer you're using.
Yeah.
I wonder what effect. I mean, like your pH of the beer is probably like 3.8 or something. The water is probably like 6, 7, or 8 even.
Yeah, that's a good point. I wonder
what to do. I mean, what the extraction. You're probably getting different things, more of an acid environment.
Especially with the alcohol
neutral.
Too, might dissolve more of the oils too.
It'll dissolve some things that the water wouldn't. Yeah.
So you're saying you're getting a wider range of flavors in the beer?
Maybe it's another way to present coffee, or that the coffee, the way it's made and processed, is going to be different if it's being made for a beer.
Yeah, we do the coffee we select is very different than what you would make in a normal in a coffee pot with hot water. We do cold brew tests. We do like a measured sampling. 1 ounce of this, 1 ounce of that, and see what works the best. But yeah, there's.
Well, add in bring some phosphoric acid or something.
To lower the pH.
Lower the pH.
How
water
dare you?
To about 4. Yeah, this is all. And then see if
Tasty's bringing acid.
I think to see if it makes a difference.
Yeah.
I bet it does. Yeah.
Lisa's great. Whatever you're doing now,
is the beer cold, like cellar temperature cold, where it's like 40
degrees? Yeah.
Okay. So you mean really cold press, not just like ambient temperature cold
exactly.
press.
So we actually started making cold brew coffee on tap at Bressie. And yeah, it actually tastes better as a warm at room temperature. But the beer, it's about 40 degrees.
Okay.
So, I don't know. I bet it suppresses some. I'm sure it has some effect on it. But you don't want the beer to warm up. Obviously,
sure.
So
I just didn't know if you racked it in, like say at fermentation temperature, it's mid-60s while it's on the coffee before chilling it down, or if it's already chilled before you're racking it into the coffee.
I don't think we've experimented with that, but yeah, that's a good point. It's cold when we put it on the beans. I think you do get a cleaner flavor.
The whole idea is to keep it under restrained process, right?
Yep. So,
when are you guys getting bought out?
God bless you.
This whole,
Did you just sneeze?
You got the money?
Yeah.
We're gonna ease into this. We're gonna ease into this topic.
Well, the whole thing was just a precursor.
Really.
This is a lead up to this.
This is like
Did you just bait and switch us?
I did.
It's like an interview.
Yeah.
Here's
False
another
flag.
word. He does not know what the word segue.
No, I went on a tour of San Francisco one. It was pretty weird. All right, here.
Nailed it.
Damn. I mean, because that's the hot topic. Of course, the Ballast Point folks got bought out. The St. Archer folks,
Golden Road,
Lagunitas merger.
Lagunitas merger. Yeah,
partnership.
Oh, that's true. I don't know.
Even like Anchor.
What's that about?
A few years ago.
Right, with the capital.
That's
firm,
right. People forget about that
Walker.
because it wasn't super hotness at the time.
And even the ones that you're not hearing about, there's some big breweries out there. They're getting huge investments from capital investment groups. And
oh, really?
Yeah.
Like Alpine, even that kind of didn't get that much news.
Yeah,
when they did in San Diego.
Oh, I'm sure locally is probably different, but even up here, it kind of just got a little mention that they got bought out by another larger craft brewery.
Yeah.
But yeah.
We consider that in the family still.
Yeah.
Okay, so everyone was fine with that one?
We are, yeah.
Really great for both parties. I mean,
do you guys drive by the Ballast Point locations and throw shit at them, or I mean, how does that?
No,
can you talk about that? Could we?
We can't talk about that.
This is off the air. Hold on, let me mute everything.
Okay.
Okay, go ahead. Yeah.
No, Ballast Point is they're one of the founders of the San Diego beer scene.
Yeah.
Yusef, brewed with our owner. They used to buy homebrew ingredients together in Encinitas, and Yusef and Jack started Homebrew Mart. We're really excited that they got that huge payout.
You guys are stoked for them.
We are. I mean, $1 billion. Like, come on.
Really?
Who's going to turn that down?
Liars and fools.
Yeah.
They invented the $15 6-pack. Now they invented the $1 billion buyout.
Right. Don't forget.
Hey, listen, that made it easy for us.
Don't forget, it was $18.99, $15.99 on sale.
No.
Right. I felt the same way when I saw Justin pull up in a Beamer.
Yeah.
I was like, wow, $1 billion. There we go. That's great.
Yeah.
Got to pay it. But really, there's no, like, animosity. I mean, I would be a little weird, or are you guys, I mean, do you know if your ownership is looking for that shit, or you guys are going to stay local and stay true and blah, blah, blah?
I don't think they are.
I would be surprised.
Do you care that they sold? I guess that's a more important question. Do you actually give a shit?
As a consumer, I do.
Do you? Okay.
Because I buy products based on where they're from and that sort of thing. But, you know, I have a ton of respect for Ballast Point, and I'm not going to turn down a Sculpin.
Right.
The beer's awesome. Like,
It's
so,
tough. I mean, it's like bands. Like, you work really hard as a band, and then you get signed. Do I stop listening to you? I don't know.
Well,
What
unless
do I
you
do?
change singers.
Right.
Wow. Are we talking about Journey?
We brought it back. Whoa. We brought it back.
No, it's a hot topic in San Diego. I mean,
10 Barrels opening a brew pub in San Diego.
Yeah, we're going to talk about that in the next segment, the beer news.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, as you know, the whole San Diego Brewers Guild thing. Like, we're trying to figure out. You want what's best for the community, and you want what's best. I mean, you want to support. We have 90 brewer members. Of the 117 breweries, 90 of them belong to the San Diego Brewers Guild.
Jeez.
And obviously, we want to support local, and we want everybody to drink local. And we just want the consumers, above all else, we want the consumers to be educated about what they're actually buying and where that's going. What pulls at your heartstrings is knowing how hard all of these people worked to get to where they are. Especially, you're talking about Ballast Point. You know, it's tough.
But
it's,
90% of the population doesn't know Blue Moon's made by Coors. You know, like you're getting this muddled sort of, like, there's no craft beer anymore. It's just beer.
It's like craft and crafty. You know, you don't really know. And we've always had this, like, 20% by 2020 was kind of the plight of all of the state guilds, was, can we have 20% of the market share by 2020? And then when these bigger brands are bought out, or, you know, they're no longer considered in the BA guidelines as a craft brewery, well, then our market share goes back down.
Right, yeah.
So,
what does that do with the numbers now that Ballast is out of those?
Change the numbers. I mean, obviously, it's a growing segment of the beer consumption.
It's like climate change numbers. Just change the numbers. It's fine.
Well, I mean, all of a sudden, instead of that goal, it's another goal because these guys are wrapping up. We can do that.
Oh, I see. Just realign your targets.
Yeah.
Okay.
So what you're saying is that your friends that worked at Ballast Point, you excommunicated and don't talk to them anymore.
Yeah. Do they get Christmas cards from you?
Yeah.
Still.
If by that you mean, do we trade 6-packs for pizzas at lunch in OB on Tuesdays? We'll have to ask the bartender.
Ballast Point has cocktails in a can now.
Yeah, are they good?
How are they?
They are good.
Man.
I'm fascinated by that.
It's made for a boat.
You will
So you
fight.
bring them on a cruise.
You should have had you mule some up.
Right, because we're
Was
going
that
on
like
a boat.
a mule? Like, was that like a...
Sure.
That it? Like,
No, but
Still,
yes.
you have to send some to the Labruski cruise, as backups.
Bootleg.
Oh, they don't let you take.
They don't let you no, but we're working. Well, they might be listening. Shh.
Oh, right.
We
No.
will not be trying to smuggle
No.
booze on the cruise.
We will buy everything
yes,
that we drink.
especially some bourbon.
Right.
Beverly.
And scotch.
Right.
The Shiar Mule.
What?
I need a lot of. Never mind.
What's
I'm not even gonna
your
bring it up.
guys' opinion on the whole thing? Like, obviously, as
I mean, I don't know. I don't like anything.
that's kind of harsh.
I kind of don't.
It's JP.
But it's
I kind of don't care.
yeah,
Because, I mean, on the one hand, you're right. I think that, people should be buying local and supporting the local jobs and the local businesses. But on the other hand, they still brew the beer there.
Yeah.
I don't care who really owns it. Has the beer changed? I think is really more that what I'm worried about. And I'm, to be honest with you, I don't buy Ballast Point beer because the only beer we get up here from them is IPA, and I don't really dig on that. So it's really a no concern of mine. I just like drinking Modelo and taking a photo of it and saying I'm drinking a Ballast Point. That to me makes me laugh real hard. But otherwise, like I don't really care. It doesn't affect
just so
me.
it tastes good, right?
Just so it tastes good.
Yeah.
That's all I care about.
Yeah. So yeah,
But it's different because it's not anywhere near my market.
5 years ago, we never would thought this would have happened, and
Yeah.
there was this whole David versus Goliath struggle, and that's over now. It seems
is.
like so
Sort of,
I think,
sort of.
I mean, and I think on the brewpub level, it's one thing because you see your friends still being successful and still brewing great beer, and even somebody like 10 Barrel who historically has done great things for their communities, and when you walk in there, you will think like this is a local feel, this is a local brewery. It's tough, but then when you get to the grocery store, that's when things get a little more difficult. And when you get to the distributor level, like stuff that you don't want to think about, but guaranteed we will have less cans on shelves the more craft breweries are picked up.
Instead of Budweiser taking up a third of the shelf space with 18-pack, 30-pack, 12-pack, all of Bud Light, it's going to be all these craft brands in there taking up the same amount of space,
and
crowding out.
I don't blame the buyers because it's easy. It's easy for the distributors, it's easy for the buyers, but at the same time, it's just like slowly but surely boxing out anyone that's going to distribution on a craft level.
Into the chains.
Into the chains.
Outside the chains, outside the grocery store, in the taps. It's all going to be about local. Still going to be local.
Yeah, and you're looking at like your independent grocery, like general market grocery stores too. I mean, when you walk in, even Whole Foods, you walk in, and every time you find the beer buyer in Whole Foods, you're going to have a great beer conversation.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So as long as you're not going out there with the mindset of I'm going to change the world and I'm going to get my beer on draft, or I'm sorry, my beer on the shelves in every,
That's great to do that, but your emphasis should be on the faucets.
Yeah, I think everyone's worried about the startups and making sure that they actually have a chance in this market.
Oh, okay.
To be successful.
Yeah. Okay. I see what you're saying. So for you guys, it's more of a shelf space.
No, it's more
kind of
that
thing?
was more just like this is.
Oh, okay.
We're all still trying to.
'Cause that makes sense
This is
to
all
me.
new, we're still trying to figure out exactly how to wrap our minds around it because you never want to turn your back on your friends because they took something that was a good opportunity for them.
Yeah. Like I wouldn't hate on them for sure. I'm just curious about what people. Well, I would.
No, you would.
That's why I don't have any friends. So I don't like them.
Yeah, like Colby Chandler's head brewer at Ballast.
Yeah.
I don't know what his official title is, but
head Tesla owner.
Yeah, he basically started the San Diego Brewers Guild, and now they got kicked out.
Oh, jeez.
So
it's like you got kicked out of your own band.
Kicked out?
Yeah.
Wow. Because there's a requirement is you got to be
It's bylaw stuff.
independent.
Yeah, it's ownership.
There's a lawyer.
regulations.
So we gotta let you go.
We know you kind of started this thing.
How does that conversation happen?
I would think the friction would be a lot less on the brew house side than more on the sales side. Like I could see the sales reps all of a sudden be like, okay, now we're gonna have to start getting the claws out and
look at that
fighting over shelf space.
It's all about market. Like the brewers are all good friends. It's just the marketing. Like look at the Budweiser Super Bowl ad. Like the guy flicked the orange off of his beers. Like you made shock top. Like what are you talking about?
Flipped it off of his shock top. Yeah.
Right.
So,
which on the other hand, to me, that resonates with a lot of craft beer people because that's exactly what I do. Even when I order like a Modelo at a Mexican restaurant and they give you a fucking lime on it, I don't flick it at them because I'm not an asshole, but I take it off and gently place it, in a perpendicular fashion across my thing because I have a little CD. But like my phone is
arrange it in a middle finger.
Yeah, it's like that's what. Yeah. But and I think that's just kind of what we do, in general. So there is a little bit of I guess trying to play to what we do, right? Because you don't put fruit in your beer except a piece of watermelon or something like that. I don't know, right?
Sure. I mean.
I love
it's real crafty when you put fruit in your beer, though, now.
Yeah, that's the new trend.
Yeah. Right? I mean, indie, sorry.
Yeah, indie beer.
What do you guys think about indie beer?
Stop it. No one cares about indie beer. Yeah, it's the new thing. You didn't know about that? That's like a new move. Not craft now, it's indie.
Right.
But I don't know if you guys would qualify for indie. You might just be craft. Are you okay with that? Answer now, please.
Our beers, I just like to drink our beer because
I want to be indie.
Yeah.
I think you can only brew 20 gallons at a time.
Or you have to be newer than...
Right, you guys are too old to be indie.
You just called me old?
The brewery is too old.
I'll help you out, Jill. Don't worry.
Oh, she's just harsh.
There.
Sorry, guys.
Yeah.
It's all good.
I'll sit over here.
Thanks, man.
Be quiet. Yeah.
No, it's going to be an interesting couple of years because if everybody's making great beer, then it's a level playing field. You know what I mean? Like at the end of the day, we want to make sure that everybody's drinking the freshest beer that they can be drinking, and in theory, local beer. But
sure,
we'll see what happens.
Then you also like you look at what Budweiser's done for Goose Island's barrel aging program.
Oh my God,
they have like one of the greatest barrel aging things in the whole world now.
And when you talk to the guy that runs their bail program, it's like talking to any very devoted craft beer guy. So
I will say that whole thing benefited me because now we can get bottles of Sophie at fucking Safeway for $9 a $7.50. Like that's amazing, and the beer tastes great.
Yeah.
So I'm not as worried about big beer influencing craft as much.
You're worried about big wine.
In terms of like production of the product and the heart and soul that goes into it.
Yeah.
I get concerned about the marketing side of beer. I'm seeing a lot of things, even in companies that are still owned by themselves.
Mm-hmm.
Their marketing tactics. I mean, there's a disconnect between the culture of craft beer and the marketing of craft beer.
Yes.
I see.
Yeah.
Obviously Jillian and her crew don't fall into this, but I see a lot of people. They're just like totally like corporate kind of feel. They'll like knock the other guy's beers. They'll do kinds of like more cutthroat. I'm seeing like what I don't usually see is like advertising on TV from breweries and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
I just don't. I mean, that's a bigger game changer than how they get their financing. Whether they choose to get it from the bank, from equity, private equity, or from a major brewer.
But is that a sign of the times? And with 4,200 breweries in the country, is that just kind of a natural progression? We're advertising on TV.
No. If you use aggressive marketing, you're going to sell more beer, without about it. No,
you still have the choice to go negative with your advertising and start bashing other breweries versus
it's
talking about the positives of your own.
It's an election year, so
right. I mean, 2016 is one thing, but the other 3 years before 2020,
that's too much math.
We can stay positive.
Well, the beer's tasting great. I don't care. I don't care what Warren.
Really
I don't care what Warren says.
I don't either.
I don't know. No, seriously, thanks for coming on. I'm stoked to have you guys back.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
And let us know next time you guys are in town. We'll have some more beers and shoot the shit about the San Diego beer scene, which you guys are dominating. And it'd be great to see you guys up here a little bit more often too.
Yeah,
have your beers up here. Yeah,
we love NorCal. It's awesome.
Cool, awesome. All right,
it's hella good.
Hella sick, bro. Nice. All right, we're gonna take a break. When we come back, we're gonna do some beer news. We're gonna do the Twitter game. Maybe have more beers. Who knows? It's the session. We'll be right back.
You're listening to the Brewcasters on the Brewing Network.
With over 20 years of experience making world-class craft beer and more than 100 gold medals in international competitions, Moylan's Brewing Company is not just a pretty face in craft beer. Just ask Brendan Moylan.
What do we got here? The beer of the hour. Moylan's, gotta love that big M. It's like a sign of awesomeness. Woo-hoo! It's got an extra kick to it. Let's pour this bad boy. Oh, yeah. Oh, Moylan's. The end of the night when the kids are finally in bed, the wife's in bed, nobody's bothering your ass anymore. That's Moylan's time. Moylan's is for you. Yeah. It's to help you out. Yeah. It helps me out. What? Well, because it's freaking awesome. Northern California brewed. It's brewed with love. With love? Oh, yeah. Tremendous. And it's always best where? Moylan's. You gotta try it. On tap at Moylan's in Novato. They're friggin' awesome. Not only because I own the brewery, because I love the beer. Cheers! Boom.
Kilt Lifter Scotch Ale takes big beers to a whole new level with rich malt balanced perfectly with delicate hops, and now comes in 4-pack tall boy cans so you can take the party on the go. Or come to the brewery, take a tour, and try any of Moylan's fresh creations right from the source. Check them out at moylans.com.
Your support of the Brewing Network means everything to us. We couldn't produce shows without you. And we love giving you something extra for that support. Like Brew Your Own magazine. You already know it's a great brewing magazine full of recipes, equipment how-tos, discussions of beer styles, and brewing techniques. Whether you're new to brewing and just starting out or you're an old pro, you'll always learn something from the articles in Brew Your Own. Plus, their amazing special issues like plans for building a Brutus 10 system, 250 classic clone recipes, and the Homebrewer's Answer Book. Brew Your Own magazine and BYO.com are awesome resources for any brewer, whether for yourself or as a gift. When you subscribe or resubscribe from the Brewing Network homepage, you directly support programs like this. Get a great magazine and support the Brewing Network. Subscribe to Brew Your Own right from thebrewingnetwork.com. A few things happened 30 years ago.
ARPANET migrated to TCP/IP, and the Internet was born. Revenge of the Jedi was renamed Return of the Jedi and opened in theaters. Mila Kunis and Emily Blunt were born, beginning a rad mad fantasy in my mind.
But all of that pales next to the fact that HopTech opened its doors and began blowing homebrewers right out of their mash tuns. HopTech doesn't fuck around. Real people shipping awesome shit straight to you. Their new website is fast and easy to navigate. Or just call 800-379-4677 and let badass bitch Jade and the gadget guy Roberto blow their warm load of customer service all over you. So visit the site or visit the store in Dublin, California, and support those that support you. Get your brewing on at hoptech.com.
Hey, my brewing brothers and sisters. This is Jamel Zainashev, and I want to tell you about Heretic Evil Twin. You might be familiar with my homebrew recipe, which uses massive late hopping to create a balance between the malty sweet and the hoppy bitter, along with an outrageous malt and hop character. I wanted a beer with the same bold hop and malt character, so we played around with the homebrew recipe until we were able to make a great commercial version too. We've created a beer rich in malt character, full of caramel, toast, biscuit, and an ever so subtle roast note. On top of that, we piled in an insane amount of Citra and Columbus hops at the end of the boil, as well as in dry hopping. This damn-the-cost approach to hopping gives Heretic's Evil Twin a great blast of citrus and tropical fruit that can't be matched by any other hop. The result is a bold, malty, hoppy, but easy-drinking beer. This is our top seller, our flagship beer, and I couldn't be prouder of it. Cheers.
To find Heretic beers near you, click on Find Some at hereticbrewing.com.
When I order a beer, I want my server to know more about it than I do. I want someone who enjoys good beer and loves helping others enjoy it too. I want someone who knows how to pour a perfect pint for every beer style. I want a Cicerone.
The Cicerone Certification Program is creating the type of people who help you enjoy great beer. Home brewers and craft beer lovers know beer is more flavorful and complex than ever, and it takes some serious knowledge to store and serve beer right. Cicerones know beer. There are 3 levels in the Cicerone program: Certified Beer Server, Certified Cicerone, and Master Cicerone. Cicerones are truly the sommeliers of beer. The best beer locations have a Certified Cicerone on staff. Relaxed and unpretentious. Cicerones are tested on storing and serving beer, beer styles, flavor and tasting, the brewing process and ingredients, and pairing food with beer. Learn more about your next beer guide at cicerone.org. Certified Cicerone, because it takes top talent to present a perfect pint.
You're listening to the Brewing Network. Because like beer, radio shouldn't suck.
All right. Thanks for hanging out, everybody.
You're welcome.
Well, you have no choice, Warren.
Well, and plus I'm the only one hanging out.
Well, that's true.
Right now.
That is true. Speaking of hanging out, if you guys are looking for some awesome Blickman products, and who isn't? Let's be honest. Everyone wants to take their their home brewing up to the next level. Check out Great Fermentations. The folks at Great Fermentations have the largest catalog of Blickman products on the web. They have the same day shipping on a lot of their main items, which we all know the struggle of shipping, right? That's why Amazon Prime is so awesome. But these guys do it best. Their staff has probably some of the best trained people in using the Blickman products. I know they work pretty well together. And check them out. Great Fermentations, everyone. Top-notch customer service. All the things that you need to make some awesome beer, man. Let's do some beer news.
All right.
You made a blend?
Oh, she's blending beer.
Bev's cleaning up the...
it's a red IPA.
Actually, drink that.
Hell no.
Why not? I kind of want to drink that.
Chug it.
I might drink that. Yeah, I'm going to steal this. No, in my own. Because, because it's gross.
Oh, she's not giving you any?
She's not giving me any. Well, because she sucks.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, there's more people.
But I'm making a blend of my own.
Hey, you guys want to do beer news?
Of all the IPAs.
What, you guys are talking about?
Yeah, we're on the air.
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys knew.
They didn't know. That's the way the show goes, man.
Hey, it's professional up until the point.
I didn't hear the sounder.
The point is the third break.
Point is the third break. Okay, so beer news. This is from the USA department. Germany has finally fallen to the U.S. in terms of hop production. That's correct. We now lead the world in producing hops.
Hey! The whole world? Then why can't anybody get any?
That's true. Which is the third time in the last 10 years that we've bested Germany in hop production, once in 2013. And then before in 2009. The U.S. grew about 80 million pounds of hops, which accounts for 42% of the world's production of hops, compared to Germany's weak-ass 62 million pounds.
Third time they've fallen to the U.S. in this last century.
That's true. Fourth? Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
1, 2, and hops. What are the others? What's the fourth one?
Stop it! You don't even understand. We beat them by 20 million pounds almost. Tasty.
Well, I mean, they're big.
Those are pounds.
The fuck is that?
They're an average sized country, right? I mean, if they wanted to expand, where are they going to expand into? We can go we'll take out 1 zillion acres of corn and put into 1 zillion acres of hops. We can do that. They don't have 1 zillion acres.
Are you making those numbers up?
Whatever.
No, that's a quantifiable number.
Well, considering that we only produce hops in 3 states?
Something like that, yeah.
We have more states.
A lot of it had to do with they had a pretty nasty drought over there this past year, so that was part of it. But if there wasn't for that drought, Germany still would have beaten us. So you're right. We have tons more farmland, but they use it more for hops.
We can make the trade-off, yeah.
Right. But they use it more.
They need their corn as well. So.
Yeah. Total world hop production was 190.4 million pounds in 2015, which is actually down from 208.1 million in 2014, but greater than 178.4 million in 2013. So it's definitely a roller coaster.
A lot of that's probably has to do with how the harvest is, right? The yield, right?
And the droughts and all that kind of bullshit.
Do you know if that's dried or is that?
I don't know.
Wet?
I don't know. Good question. The record in the past 10 years was 245 million pounds in 2008. Some Yakima Valley growers held off on new plantings last spring because of drought, but will likely resume normal plantings this spring, said Jackie Brophy, Communications Director for Hop Growers of America. For the second year in a row, the Hop Growers of America report includes acreage harvested outside the Pacific Northwest. I thought this was interesting because in a couple beer newses we've talked about the Midwest states are growing some more hops and stuff. So here we go. In Michigan, they have 320 acres devoted to hops. In New York, they have 250. Wisconsin, 170. Even Colorado is getting in the act, 125. And California with a weak-ass 85 acres of hops.
85?
85.
Wow.
One of the largest
way
states.
Too low.
We used to be Pleasanton, the Tri-Valley used to grow tons of hops in World War II, during World War II.
Hopland.
Well, there are
hop yards all down there.
Certain latitudes are better for growing hops than others, and California is kind of on the low side of those.
Washington harvested 32,158 acres of hops in 2015. Oregon, 6,600, and Idaho, 4,800.
Yeah.
What do you think?
The Idaho 7.
I think we need to put more hops in acreage.
I think so, too.
Now, is it really limited? No, it's probably to those, these states that make hops well. I mean, maybe there's varietals that need to be developed where they can actually do better in Michigan and South Dakota or whatever.
Yeah, switch the varietals up a little bit.
Yeah.
Well, I know part of it's the infrastructure, like the drying and processing facilities that need to get put in place.
Especially the pelletizers. I know that equipment itself is like people don't really make that anymore.
Right, and you don't want to ship flowers from Nebraska all the way out to Yakima to get packaged and processed.
So maybe somebody should come up with processing equipment for small scale.
Right.
That could be used for...
Yeah, like a mobile canning kind of a thing, maybe.
Yeah, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Or
mobile hop pelletizing.
Or maybe like the hop processor, like Zymatic hop processor.
Get on that, TC.
I think I will. Like do a pound a year or something.
Yeah, you could. Well, that's what Tinder's for. If craft merges with craft, is it still considered craft? That's the question now being asked after it was announced that Victory Brewing out of Pennsylvania has merged with fellow East Coast brewery Southern Tier. Their new venture is called Artisanal Brewing Ventures, which, if you do the math, is called ABV, and has an amazing 800,000 barrels of potential volume, something that was very carefully worded in their press release. Quote, "This is exactly the kind of alliance we imagined when we created Artisanal Brewing Ventures in 2014, said Finn DeMink, founder of Southern Tier Brewing Company and also a major shareholder in ABV. This is a concept that was specifically designed by and for craft brewers, so we can focus on the things we're best at while creating meaningful scale advantages." And I picked this story because I want, not because I care, I don't drink either breweries' beers because they're on the East Coast, but I wonder if we're going to be seeing more of that, small craft breweries partnering with more small craft breweries to make, some sort of hybrid because of what he's saying, the meaningful scale advantages. You buy bottles cheaper.
It's a volume business, everything, Yeah, you got to be big to make. If you're like a 3,000 barrel a year packaging brewery, you can't make money. But if you join with a guy that's also a 3,000, you can both make money.
Yeah, co-op stuff.
Yeah.
And if you're brewing beer at both locations, you get fresher beer in both regions. Like if there's like Florida in the southern regions and the other breweries up in New England, it's fresher beer under the same brand versus it getting shipped up. And so it's a better way to get fresher beer faster.
Number one, beer quality is everything.
Yeah,
that's what Pizza Port people were talking about.
Yeah, that's
drink that fresh local.
That's the gospel. That's what we should all be worried about. Fresh.
Right.
We'll know fresh when we can taste it.
Preach the gospel.
That's true, especially with all these hop forward beers everyone's making these days.
Yeah, shelf lives are short. So
if you're going to package yeast slurry, it should be drinking fresh.
Right, fresh yeast slurry all the time.
Always give those unnamed guys in San Francisco some crap. Like, can I use this as a starter? Like, can I get a cell count on this?
Yeah.
It looks like a good slurry, right?
Right. Yeah.
God, I just don't understand. It looks terrible.
Slurries in that.
Yeah. Right. I drink orange juice that's lighter colored than this. This is insane.
Slurry.
Here's another one. Since the day it was coined, the term craft beer has tried to stay far away from the trappings of corporate beer. It's the feel, more so than the product itself, that keeps the beer community alive and well. But like with any segment of any industry, there are those who think larger business models are the way to go moving forward. According to Dan White, the CEO and founder of something called Growler USA, which is a partnership between franchising and craft that would actually combine the best of both worlds, franchising the systematic processes and craft's focus on being different than, quote, big beer. Dan White, a self-described serial entrepreneur, began Growler USA like any businessman would by running the numbers. He says, quote, "Looking at the statistics, the growth in the world of craft beer is unprecedented. But honestly, I'm most excited about partnering with local breweries during this process. The concept behind Growler USA is pretty straightforward. Franchisees choose a location with aid from corporate. There are currently 2 locations in Oregon and North Carolina, with more than 10 locations slated to open this year, and then immediately start filling their bar with beers from national, regional, and local brewers. Growler USA is focused on keeping each place as unique as possible while still having to operate as a franchise and abide by their corporate policies. One question that's being asked already is how can a business with multiple locations, some having more than 80 taps, maintain not only their diverse menu but the quality of the beer? And we've seen a couple that, like the Yard House is one of those places that has a shit ton of taps. But every time you talk to people who are kind of craft beer people, they go like, it's impossible to clean that many lines and rotate that much beer through. But these people are saying they have the policies in place to do that.
Who, think about their customers, right?
Yeah.
We're not their customers, right?
Yeah.
We're in the some other percentile, maybe in the top nerds are like 10%, maybe even higher, right?
I go higher than that.
It's not about us. It's about Bob and his wife Mary are out for a beer and they go like 100 taps. It's got to be better than 48.
Let's go to that new craft beer place.
Let's get over there, right?
Okay.
And they'll look at the menu and they go like, oh, we're from Ohio. Here's a beer like this beer from Ohio. Let's get that, right?
It's the Ohio show today, by the way.
Whatever.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
It must be.
And so that's their customer. Now I go in a place like that, I go like, what's your fastest selling IPA? And they go like, well, this one. Oh, that's what I'm going to have. So it's on a,
it's going to be clean and fresh.
Yeah, because most of those big places, because of the fact they got 100 beers, it's a long draw, right?
Right.
So there's like 3 or 4 pints in the line. If the line's dirty, and you sell 3 pints a day, everybody gets a line pint, right? Like a
line pint, yeah.
That's my new brewery name.
So you heard it here first, folks. Yard House.
Line pints.
The place for the dopes from Ohio.
Right. If you're from Ohio.
We shouldn't mention brewery names. Did they mention it in the thing here?
No, they didn't mention any brewery names, but I did. No, there's no brewery name. It's called Growler USA. Is the
I've seen
place?
I just seen their flash on Facebook or something.
Oh, okay.
I didn't know it was the format. So they provide you. I think they seem to be emphasizing their knowledge about beer.
I think they provide you with everything.
So they're catering to people that have no knowledge about beer, but like the idea of having a bar.
I think so. Yeah. Oh, cool. Yeah. Like you can franchise.
I figure when it's done, there's going to be somebody that knows nothing about beer. He's going to be running a bar.
I think that already exists, but they just make this now more profitable. So on the one hand, I kind of like it because any dumbass who wants to make some money and open a beer bar, which, hey, open a beer bar. The more beer bars, the better, I guess. To a certain extent, you have more variety, but this makes it a little less likely to suck.
There's some. If they come in and they can institute like programs of cleaning lines and stuff that a good pub would do.
Yeah,
that's great.
Rotating your stock and all kind of shit. But
they've been valuable.
My concern is I don't know. It's like any franchise. It's going to start feeling the same everywhere.
And a lot about a bar is the lineup and then the people you hire. If you have a great lineup and you know how to hire people, you're going to have a good bar. But I don't know I guess maybe about a corporate says, well, just because you're the franchise holder doesn't mean you know shit about beer.
Right.
You need to hire a manager that does, and we'll help you interview that person and make sure they do. That's great. If they can do all that, it could be a winner.
That'd be cool.
Yeah.
Okay, here's one about San Diego. Our San Diego friend. Blah, blah. We were talking about people moving into San Diego to start tap rooms and stuff. 10 Barrel Brewing, of course, owned by AB InBev, has plans to open a tap house in San Diego's East Village, right there in the middle of craft beer's heart. This week, San Diego's Downtown Community Planning Council approved a neighborhood use permit for the facility, the first of many steps to make it a reality. The local Brewers Guild, though, is sounding an alarm, quote-unquote an alarm, saying the addition of a brewery that presents itself as a craft establishment but is, in fact, owned by a large international corporation could damage the city's craft beer ecosystem. And I feel a little weird.
I wish Jill was here, man.
I'm glad they're not. I hope they're not listening because I don't know. These are weird quotes, and I want to talk to you guys about it. This is the first one. Quote, beer drinkers here in San Diego may think that when they patronize this brew pub and buy and drink 10 Barrel's beer, that they are supporting the local brewing community, said the San Diego Brewers Guild in a statement. That is not the case. Instead, 10 Barrel seeks to deceptively communicate itself as being part of the locally grown marketplace and leverage its resources and size as a corporation to compete against and ultimately harm the true local brewers and disrupt the market. Very. I get the fact that they could disrupt the local breweries. Yeah.
I just don't see how they can measure the harm. I don't see.
It's immeasurable. There's no way to know. Right?
Okay, so they're saying the harm is confusing the customer. He's getting misinformation.
Right.
That information will help you reflect negatively on the local scene.
I guess the assumption is people are going to 10 Barrel because they think it's local and that's their goal, where I think their goal is just to drink good beer.
I don't know how 10 Barrel's presenting it, so.
I don't know either.
But if they're saying they are, they got to be smarter than that, right?
Right, for sure, because that's a lawsuit, right?
I think that's a stretch.
Yeah.
If that's quoting the guild, I think it's sort of a stretch. I think in actuality, it's more about in that East Village area, everybody that's down there is typically a brewery that's showing off the beers that they brew there.
You're going to know,
and I could see that confusing the customer that they're not. I could see that right
as an existing brewer in San Diego, I'd be more worried about the 40 breweries in planning, than 10 Barrel coming and opening up a pub.
I was going to bring up the question: when do you get to the point where you can't get your beer a tap handle somewhere?
Yeah, well, and that's what Sean was saying. I was asking him about it. He said, getting a handle is kind of tough already. Yeah. That's with 117 people plus the other 4,100 in the country that are distributing into San Diego. So not only with the 40, but now you have another corporation coming in.
Well, even with the places ripping out their little taps and putting in 30 or 40 taps, you're still going to tap out
for sure. You have to. There's at some point where it's not.
And then it gets to be that who's greasing whose palm to get that beer on tap. And,
right. Well, I thought that was a weird quote, and then the weird quotes keep coming. Local brewers echoed that sentiment from the San Diego Brewers Guild. Quote: "The big beer companies would like nothing more." Now, listen to this. I just think this chick needs to chill. The big beer companies.
Maybe wrote this.
Maybe. I think it is. The quote: "Big beer companies would like nothing more than a return to the cozy situation of 20 years ago when they enjoyed a 100% cartel market position with no competition," wrote Simon Lacey, president of New English Brewing Company, in a letter to the Planning Council. "We must not let that happen, but it is a war that will be fought one skirmish at a time. This is part of the opening salvo." Fucking chill, bro. Chill. Calm
this guy's
down.
From San Diego?
He's also a Civil War fan.
Yeah.
Right. New English
We will
Brewing
not
Company?
go quiet into the still dark. We've seen Independence Day 1 too many times.
One if by land, two if by sea.
This is, I don't know. I read that and I was like, it's a brewery coming into your market. It's not anything else than that.
It's not like an invasion from the Russians.
Right. And I get like, okay.
If Pabst was opening one.
Your market is your market. You're very protective of it, but what is with all the war imagery, the part of the opening salvo and cartel market position?
What got your attention?
It's weird. Well, yeah, because it's fucking crazy.
Aren't you riled up right now?
No, I don't. I don't care. Kevin Hopkins, president emergency of the San Diego Brewers Guild, adds that the money AB InBev spends on its 10,000 square foot brew pub could ultimately prevent smaller brewers from being able to open downtown as property values escalate. Now, I thought this was kind of like a millennial argument where it's not fair.
That trickle down the
because they can afford to open up downtown?
Quote, "It's not just what the definition of craft is, it's what the impact does that has... It's what impact does that have on the passion of independently owned businesses." So he said, I'll read that again because I flubbed it. "It's not just what the definition of craft is, it's what impact does that have on the passion of independently owned businesses. If large companies can throw around millions, how are smaller companies going to be able to move in? What they're doing is putting a local flavor and feel to something that has been done in a factory."
How did it happen in the 60s? Craft beer started then when it was all macro, technically.
Yeah.
So it already happened. I don't understand.
To me, it's like the auto industry, right?
Right.
Like there was a time when you couldn't get a good American car, so you had in your deciding what car you were going to take, you had to choose foreign to get quality, right? And I think it's the same with beer, right? Yeah. I don't really care if Toyota makes my car or GM, as long as it's a car I feel like I'm getting value and it's a dependable car.
Yeah.
That's, as a consumer, that's what I'm after. I don't think I would want the city of San Diego listening to this hyperbola, which is, it's pretty strong statements.
Yeah.
And deciding whether I get to experience 10 Barrel or not. I'll taste the beer. If I like it, I'll come back.
Right, and what happened to the free market? Like if people buy it and it's good.
I understand everybody's after their own interests, and I'm a 100% fan of craft people and brewers and the people that I'm sure I love these people that are making these statements. It's just that the public is the one that has to be served.
Absolutely,
not their own individual interests.
Well, and my favorite part about this was this person is worried that an expensive place is going to be able to come in and drive the costs up, so then a smaller place can't open up.
Well,
what kind of logic is that?
Well,
it seems insane to me.
Well, for instance, say you are backed by a big company, and $30,000 a month rents don't scare you. Well, fine, you just go right in that space and you pay them that for it. It might be over market, but that's going to affect the next guy down the street that's trying to open up a 3,000 square foot place.
So open 2 blocks away.
I get that point that when you're small money getting mixed and big money's coming in, it's going to drive up your costs, I'm sure.
Well, sure, but you should be able to. I don't know. I feel like if that's the market, that's the market, and I don't think you should limit people that have more money coming into a market, because not only is it's creating jobs, it's paying taxes, it's doing all the things that we want as people living in this community, but you're going to drive them out or keep them away just in case somebody else wants to start up. It makes no sense to me.
Yeah, maybe I would like to see the San Diego Planning Commission or whatever this is in front of, see what somebody's proposing might be written into like a law that says what would the law be like? Well, you can't be people who open up a beer outlet have to meet some requirements that are like all craft. That wouldn't make any sense at all.
No, it wouldn't. No. Warren, what are you going to say?
The people that are driving up the prices of doing business for new entrants into the brewing market are not the people that can afford the $10 a square foot of a downtown location for a brew pub. It's the 40 other breweries in planning that are going to take up the square footage in the industrial parks, which is where the cheap square footage is. They're already going to be there, so that's going to drive up the prices for the latecomers. And so really, these guys are just complaining about nothing. What you're saying.
Well, yeah. And, and I get it.
Nobody can afford that.
Well, they want to justify their jobs, yeah, for sure. Anyway, that was and then so the counter to this argument is essentially that Big Beer is already in San Diego. It's called Ballast Point and St. Archer. Like, it's already there. It doesn't. It's a non-argument. But anyway, Beer News was brought to you today by Wine and Hop Shop. You go to wineandhop.com and check out all their kits and all their good stuff for you to make some killer beers, man.
Man, I wish Jill would have been here.
Yeah, but she's out having fun. We don't have fun. All right, Warren, that's Twitter Game. Twitter Game, of course, was brought to you by the Labruski Cruise. If you want to come and party with us, Bev's already ready. If you what?
You might want to try.
Might want
to try.
Doc will be there.
Try what?
Try to get there. The Brewski Cruise.
They still have cabins. They still have cabins available. They still have room for you to come and party with us. It's going to be a great time for sure. I'm going to bring all my Xanax.
There won't be any, no bad.
There'll be no bad, all good,
no
baby.
Bad, all good, baby.
Yeah. All right.
You know, as cruises go, those prices should be going down. I'm thinking, is that what happens? Don't they at the end?
I don't know. That's a good question.
There might be a deal.
I think everybody gets an
They're
upgrade.
pretty close to being full, though.
They're pretty close to being full, but there's still room available, and we sail on Tuesday.
And it is like next week, so
yeah.
Tuesday.
Are you ready?
When's the fun start?
Fun starts now, baby.
Cool. So I'm pretty sure the Twitter game was, what are we doing to get ready for the Labruski Cruise?
Yes, what are we doing to get ready for the Labruski Cruise, Warren?
I'd like to know.
What were some good ones that you had?
Louis says, Bevo is currently shopping life insurance policies for Sam that don't require a blood test or background medical check.
Okay. That was very serious.
Because I'm going to throw him off the boat?
Right. And accidents happen. And
No, I like Sam.
It might be time to cash out.
I like Sam, too.
I'm glad you do.
Oh.
Well, but you can't be too careful.
You can't be too careful. Or like someone
by the end
too
of the
much.
cruise, maybe not so much.
Stop being creepy, Doc.
Eric says, JP is pressing his best Donald Duck sailor outfit.
Ooh.
You guys are sort of dressing that way, aren't you? No,
do you
want to see a picture?
Can I see a picture of that?
With no pants.
Show the.
I'd like to see it.
The camera there or something.
Since I'm going to be wearing it.
No, I don't.
Doc should see it. Want Doc see it?
Yeah, I want to see it.
Well, look, it's just.
I'll still wear it.
It's just me.
Justin says, getting bikini waxes and new double-ended dildos. Not Justin, but another.
Yeah, if I was wearing my.
Thanks, Warren.
You're welcome. You're welcome, Bevo.
Wow.
Twitch says Bevo is busy changing cabins to get away from Justin.
That happened.
Okay.
Nick says super hydration, carb loading, and jalapeno enema cleanses.
Jalapeno enema cleanses?
I don't know. I guess the burn feels good.
Is that what they mean with feel the burn? I'm not voting for Bernie Sanders about to shove jalapenos up my butt.
Well, maybe that's part of the fun.
Oh, you have to do it yourself?
Phil says,
I got long arms.
Emulating Justin by looking for someone to fill in to host the show for them while on vacation.
Okay. So far, I don't like any of these.
Yeah.
They're kind of dumb. But anyway, continue.
Right. Chris B says, Bevo is getting lots of sleep now since she'll always have to be sleeping with one eye open, sharing room with Justin.
I like that. I would put that down.
Yeah.
Who was that?
Chris B.
One eye open. I love it.
Yeah.
Get into the mic there.
Oh, I'll get all into it.
There you go.
Get all up in that shit.
Beardy is getting his beard life preserver fitted while everyone but Bevo is getting a liver transplant in preparation.
Okay. I like that this person thinks that Bev is so awkward that she needs to get one fitted for her. That's not nice.
Well, it was me.
What?
Oh. Okay, go ahead.
Twaskies Brewskis said Nair and spray tans.
Well, duh.
Holler.
Yeah.
Get a case price on that shit.
Lloyd says marinated livers and hedge trimmers. It rhymes, so.
Okay.
Hedge trimmers, like.
No, I get it. Go ahead. Keep going.
Let's keep going.
Yeah, I'm not completely stupid.
Joel says Working out how many cavities Tasty Cookies and Somas can be used to smuggle goods on board.
Oh, yeah.
Who was that?
Joel.
So, what's a soma?
I'll make it.
It's a muscle relaxer.
Oh.
I like that one. That's pretty good. Okay.
We just have to draw straws to be who's the mule.
Just put them in a vitamin bottle.
No. It's no fun that way.
Yeah, where's your sense of adventure, Beth?
Do they look at the bottle and see when all the pills are different?
Oh, they
colors
do,
and
because
shapes?
nowadays on the bottle it says what it's supposed to be in there and what it's supposed to look like.
But
really gives descriptions?
Like if I bring my bottle of cholesterol pills, are they going to open the bottle? Do you think?
Yeah,
They
they don't like to
inside?
see prescription drugs out of the original bottle.
Right, but if let's pretend I had a bunch of Norcos and I just put them in the bottle of my cholesterol meds, would they open the bottle and look through my meds?
They probably steal them all. They know what them Norcos look like.
All right. Okay, so we had Twitch, who said, what did he say?
Nair and spray tans.
I thought that was Twoski.
Oh, sorry.
Twits, what the hell?
Yeah, that was Twoski.
Twitch is one of the first ones.
Bevo is busy changing cabins to get away from Justin.
Okay, Bevo's changing cabins. Chris B said something about Bev.
Said she's getting a lot of sleep now since she'll always have to keep one eye open.
I like that one.
Keep one eye open. Twoski said Nair and spray tans, and Joel says Soma smuggling.
Yep.
Who votes for Twitch? Now we're already changing cabins. Nope. About Chris B sleeping with one eye open. Sure. That's the winner, Chris B. Look
Chris
at you,
B,
buddy.
way to go.
I didn't get to vote.
Which one do you want, Doug?
The last one.
You're
That's
a lot
what
like
you get for living in Nevada.
a voting Republican in California. It
I
just
know.
doesn't matter.
Nope.
It just doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter.
Okay, very good. That was brought to you, of course, by the Brewski Cruise. I really hope to party with you guys. It'll be fun. Speaking of fun, Beersmith. Everybody knows about Beersmith. We already know about Beersmith, right? But do you know you can get a 21-day free trial? I like talking to professional brewers who use Beersmith. I thought that was really cool. I think James Costa still uses Beersmith from Half Moon Bay from last show. That was pretty cool. But yeah, check out beersmith.com. Brad is over there working real hard, so you don't really have to do anything. Everything will be on drop downs, and you kind of just brew your beer because that's what we want to do. You know, we want all the information right there, and Beersmith allows you to do that. It does all the calculations for you. I hate doing math. Math is terrible. Anything beyond a double-digit, addition, subtraction, it's tough for me. So,
Yes, and I like clean display printouts. So
that's the good part, right?
So when you've got it all set up, you just print it out. It's great. Plan your day by it.
Color's good. Color graphs.
Good contrast. It's great.
Warren, are you ready? Almost.
Yeah.
Sure. I gotta get
go
to the
for it.
page. Is this my last time having to do this?
No. We're going to be... So, okay, well, here, I'll give you a little bit more time. So we are off... Let me just update everybody. Open my calendar.
What a raise? What's he talking about?
We are
this
off.
is work.
It's work. We are off next week, next Monday. Okay, and then I think the Monday 3/7 is going to be a post show from the cruise. We're going to be doing some video and whatever. Then we're off to Sierra Nevada Beer Camp, which may or may not be public knowledge yet. Okay, and then the next Monday show is going to be on 314 with 7 Stills. I will be hosting that. I'll be hosting that as well. So, Doc.
Steven
Stills, baby.
Yeah. How many times I look at that on my calendar? Cool. Catches me every time.
Might be a meltdown with spirits being passed around.
I think the BN's going to pay for Ubers for everybody. What do you think of that?
I think it's an awesome idea.
It's an awesome idea, too.
I'll tell you what, I'll Uber my way over here.
Okay. And then what?
You can Uber me back because I'm not going to remember.
All right, sounds good. So until then, if you guys want some live shows, I mean, you're kind of ass out. We're all going to be gone for a couple of weeks, but when we come back, when we come back.
Justin might be here.
Justin might be here. He might not. But we'll pick up where we left off. In the meantime, check out a bunch of other shows. We have Dr. Homebrew and the Jamil shows and all that kind of stuff. So, you won't be left wanting beer information. All right, Warren, are you ready now? Or
I was ready already. I was just asking.
Ready.
All right. Thanks, everybody, for sticking with us. It's the session, and we're about to go on a cruise, baby.
Baby. Bird.
Thank you to our show sponsor, More Beer. You can get absolutely everything you need to make great beer at home by going to morebeer.com. We have the fine folks from Pizza Port here sharing great beer, information, and puns. Merge your love of Disneyland with your lack of engaging podcasts by going to earsuppodcast.com as JP, Terrence, Bevo, and Taryn talk about all things Disney. Go check out Moscow's Hop cartoons over at hoplife.com. Get on Twitter for some great beer insight and homebrew info. Follow Nate Smith at Nathan Homebrew and Mike McDowell at Tasty McD. And Warren is adding the noise over at Another Beardy. The production director on the session has been Push Eject. Today's show was loosely produced by JP. Bevo is putting on her third coat of bronzer. And your captain on tonight's voyage was JP. Be sure to follow the Brewing Network on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.
JP's an asshole. Justin's a nice guy and winning the race. JP